Hey, what's going on, everyone? Back here again with some more StarCraft, BroodWar, ASL Season 10. I apologize for the lateness of this video coming out. I've had a really busy couple of weeks, and I've been meaning to get this out, but it's taken a little longer than I wanted to. Okay, anyways, let's get right into our video today. So, we're going to be continuing the FlaSh series. I'll just say this. I made a video, the first video in the series I put out kind of explains the background of this, so I'll just give you the TLDR for right now, unless you want to go watch that video, which you're welcome to do. I'll put that in the description. Basically, FlaSh, the greatest StarCraft player, the greatest gamer of all time, plays Terran in BroodWar, and he has grown tired with how easy it is for him to win. So he has chosen to play this season as random, which means the computer randomly selects his race at the beginning of each match. This is a number of difficulties for his opponents, but it also forces him to play 3 different races, 2 of which he doesn't typically play, obviously. And he has to prepare for the 9 different matchups. Alright, so let's recap the season so far. Currently, we are on the round of 4, and FlaSh will be playing Soma today in the round of 4. So far, FlaSh in the round of 16, he was seeded, so he went straight to the round of 16. He was out of the group. He finished first place in the group, round of 16. He won Terran vs. Protoss against Free. He won 2 PvPs against Snow to get it out of the group. Okay, so he's played TVP. Let's just say this. Anytime he draws Terran, he's going to be favored against any opponent. So I'm more curious to see how it is going to be when he's either Protoss or Zerg. So anyways, he won 2 PvPs against Snow, who's considered one of the best PvP players currently. So he got out of the group. So his first test in the actual bracket came against the only Terran player left in the competition, Rush. And they played a series of 3 maps, the best of 5. FlaSh drew a different race each time. So he beat him with Terran vs. Terran, Protoss vs. Terran, and Zerg vs. Terran. So out of all the matchups so far, played all the Terran matchups, played PvP and PvT, but he has not played PvZ or ZvZ, which most people would consider his weakest matchups. So that's very curious. He is 6-0 and he's undefeated currently in the competition. But he hasn't yet played the trickiest matchups for him as a random player. So you would think that won't continue. In fact, I'm sure it won't, considering the opponent today is a Zerg player. So he will be playing random against Zerg, and the 2 matchups that he has not played, PvP and ZvZ, he has a 1 in 3 chance of drawing those games. Now this is also a best of 7, so he has 7 shots to get one of those. I'm very excited to see actually how he acquits himself in those games should he draw those races. Because ZvZ, I don't think he's mechanically sound enough to beat a super high level Zerg like Soma. And PvZ, I don't really have a beat on it for how strong he is in that matchup, so I'm very curious to see it. As I've been saying multiple times throughout the season already, he is what I want to see him do most is play Zerg, because quite frankly, that's going to be his weakest race, and that's where I want to see him shine. So if we look at the map layout real quick, Plasma, Benzene, Optimizer, Eclipse, Ringing Bloom, Polypoid, Shakira's Temple. So it's a best of 7. I'll just say this. Soma is an incredible player. Ever since he came onto the scene, I've been really captivated with the way he plays Zerg. He's probably the guy I look to the most with admiration from the Zerg standpoint. He is really good at all matchups, honestly. So straight up, with FlaSh being random, you asked me to pick between the two of them, I would say Soma is going to win today. Now, if you were to surmise what would be the win conditions for FlaSh in this, I would say he needs to get Terran twice out of the first 5 maps. Because it's a best of 7, so whoever wins 4 maps first wins. So I think he definitely needs to draw a Terran. And that's not even to say that his Terran can't be beat. Because Soma can absolutely beat FlaSh TVZ. Now, is he going to do it like he did it 100 times? Would he win 50, 40, 30? I don't know. Maybe 30 times, maybe more. But in a one-off, he could absolutely win. So even FlaSh drawing Terran doesn't necessarily assure him of a win. But that's just kind of the path that I see for him to be able to move on to the next round. I think he's going to have to draw Terran twice in the opening 5 maps. At any rate, I'm really excited to see how he does in Zerg vs. Zerg. I think Soma is going to beat up on him if they have Zerg vs. Zerg. So I'm thinking like the only thing that's really going to keep FlaSh in a Zerg vs. Zerg match is if he does some sort of build order strategy that counters what Soma's doing. Otherwise, I think if it's like a straightforward ZVZ, I think Soma will take that. So he's got to hope for I think Plasma actually, this first map. I think if he gets Zerg on that, he has a good chance just because of how weird the map is. It doesn't play like a normal ZVZ, so I feel like if he were to draw ZVZ, he would hope that it would be on that map, right? So, am I really missing anything else that I wanted to mention? I don't think so. Anyways, this is going to be a great match, I can already tell. I think Soma's going to win it, but let's just jump right into it.
We're back. We missed you guys. It's been, what, an hour and a half or something like that. We're here now at the ASL. We just wrapped up the GSL finals in this very studio not long ago. And I tell you, man, the excitement does not stop our toast. We've got FlaSh's random against Soma Zerg. The winner goes on to finals.
This is probably the only thing really hype-wise that could match up with the GSL finals.
Right.
FlaSh's random is undefeated in ASL Season 10. He's in the round of 4 here. He has a seed into the next season. What do I even say? He's against someone else that was in the round of 4 last season as well. What happens here? It's a best of 7. Can FlaSh continue this? Is that even possible?
This is what I wonder. I mean, a couple things going on in my head right now. First of all, obviously it's going to be the hypest thing of all time if FlaSh can get to a finals playing random. This is his first major Star League playing random. I thought he wasn't going to get this far, I'll admit it. But FlaSh here now. He says playing against ProToss random was the easiest. I think he obviously has an advantage against Terran because he plays Terran. Zerg, especially Soma, and then of course Larva and Queen on the other side of the bracket, are his biggest challenge yet.
Totally. It's hardest to play random against Zerg. Zerg has a lot of ways to hold on against everything. The mirror is going to be tough. His off-race ProToss is going to be very tough against these absolute ZDP monsters.
Right.
But then of course you always have his Terran, which is like, well, FlaSh's Terran basically doesn't lose to anyone. So,
That's right.
Who knows? But truly, it's something else. This story, I mean, I expect it to end at any moment because it can't even be real. Like, if he were to win ASL in his first try with random, there's no reason for him to play anymore, in my opinion. There's no reason.
This sounds like an esports manga.
But
you know,
like one.
Yeah, like one where I'm like, this writing isn't very compelling.
Yeah.
It's like, who is a new hero in the early Star?
That's an interesting thought that he poses. If he were to defeat Soma and win this season as random, yeah, he might not have anything to prove. I mean, FlaSh has floated around thoughts of retirement previously. Like the last 2 years, he was very up in the air whether he would actually continue playing or not. But here we are, so hope he doesn't. I actually, regardless of the outcome of the season, I'd like to see him back as random again. One more season under his belt to kind of refine his technique and stuff. That'd be really cool.
Star Wars movies where she was just too powerful and too good. You know, you think a one-dimensional character, like, okay, they beat everything, they stop everything. It's it's actually not very inspiring. It's like Superman, right?
Yeah.
Like, that can't be right. This can't be reality. Now, here's a fan vote.
The fans don't know.
The fans.
Well, honestly, I mean, I'm not a huge FlaSh fan, but I think so.
76% to 24% for FlaSh from the fan vote. Yeah, I don't agree with the numbers there. I think it's much closer than that.
I think someone's going to take it, but I want to be proven wrong.
Me too, badly.
I want to be wrong.
So the match prediction.
Okay, and here are the pros predictions. Wow, look at all the FlaSh. 4-0 FlaSh, and who is that, a Rush? It says 4-0 FlaSh. I don't see that happening. I'm surprised so many of the pros picked FlaSh for this. That's pretty impressive. That just goes to show you how well he's actually done. But, I don't know, that's very interesting.
Only Soma, they only think basically Free and Hero think that Soma will win, and barely. That's hilarious.
I was like, only the Somas think he's going to win.
Like, why does Soma look like Free and look like Hero? Why are there two of him?
Yeah.
Wow, that's wild that even the pros think FlaSh will take this.
Well, they might be right.
They might be.
I'll tell you what, though, as much as this is a story about FlaSh, I do want to point out that Soma has been in incredible shape. He looks scarier than anyone, maybe even scarier than Queen in some of the games he played on his side.
Yeah.
And it's going to be crazy. Quick video, guys, then we'll start our match.
There's been so many great seasons of ASL, to be honest. It's such a good game. It's such a wonderful competition. Here we go. We're going to skip the interview and we're just going to go straight to the action.
A quick video, and then we start FlaSh versus Soma.
플래시 이영호 랜덤
살아있는 전설 ASL 자유신 스타크래프트의 역사를 새롭게 쓴 선수 아름답게 이걸 시민네요 신
Yeah, look at that. One in,
게임을 완성시킨 사람은 이영호인 것 같아요.
what, 7 or 5 of the 7 matchups he's won in?
거기에 충성과 성장 속도가 무지막지 합니다. 그래서 열심히 나가시면 문제가 안 됩니다.
소마 박상현 저
압도하겠다라고 이를 악물고 온 듯한 이런 느낌이 좀 있었어요.
ASL 시즌 10 세미파이널
I forgot to mention that he hasn't played ZVP this tournament either. So he's not been a Zerg against a Protoss, and there's no Protoss left in the tournament, so I'll have to wait till next year, or next season to find out if he's good at that matchup. I mean, that's if he continues to play random.
All right, we're back. It's time to go into the first night of the semifinals. And although what we've seen FlaSh do so far has been incredible, going undefeated with random, I think we really are going to see his biggest challenge yet. Soma, and then, of course, let's say that he wins. The two Zergs on the other side. If he can do this, I think you're right. I think he just has to stop. I think we've got to end all gaming. We got to end the human race. We're done with this experiment. We've seen what we can do as human beings.
If FlaSh wins ASL, there already wasn't anything left for him, and then he made up this crazy challenge.
Yeah.
The only thing after this is like playing one-handed.
Because there is a feature in the game that allows the computer to select for you. Nobody was thinking about this when the game was made, okay? Nobody thought, well, you know, you could be one of these players that rolls the dice and see what you get. It was a feature in the game, but we can use this to have the computer auto-select the race for FlaSh, creating infinitely more variables.
It's wild.
That each side has to deal with. I don't know if we're going to have a future random meta of other players maybe adopting this. I don't know.
I do not know about that.
But FlaSh 3-0 Rush. He won with each race for good measure.
Yeah.
And here we are now.
Truly butcher the last Terran left in the tournament to show his dominance. And now only 3 great Zergs remain.
FlaSh showed up wearing Rush's face from the earlier part of the ASL. And of course tomorrow, guys, because our schedule's a bit tight here, Lyra versus Queen is going to be a fantastic ZVZ. I got a lot to say about that, but I feel like we can't waste another second talking about anything else but what we have here right now, because history is about to be made.
And I tell you, it's a best of 7. So we're really going to see a lot of his various races, I would say.
Yeah.
Of course, it's random, so we don't know. He could get
Terran
7 times in a row. We don't even know.
Also, interestingly enough, map 1 is going to be Plasma.
Yeah, I love that he picked that as map 1.
Yeah, so we're going to get that map out of the way here pretty quickly.
Yeah, oh my god, this is just going to be so much fun, Tastosis. He said he has special builds planned. I want to see what he has planned PvZ and ZvZ, right? Like his Terran Berserk, we know he invented and refined basically every Terran build that exists, right, in all the matchups, so I'm not worried about that for him. The other two matchups, though, it's like, can you actually beat a Soma level Zerg? Soma was top 4 last season.
Yeah.
Okay, he won the ACS, which is the, it's like the amateur league. He won it, got in last season on his first try, made it to the round of 4, where he ended up losing to Light and then lost to in the round of, or in the third place match, he lost to FlaSh, who just killed him. And here he is again already in another round of 4. So Soma.
That's actually crazy. Going from amateur status to placing top 4, minimum top 4 this year and top 4 last year, first 2 years in the competition, that's crazy. That just speaks how good Soma is.
Soma is actually this good, right?
Yeah.
Can FlaSh's Protoss and his Zerg in this tournament setting beat Soma's Zerg? If it can, there's no limit.
Yeah, there's no...
Alright, so what stood out to me here real quick is look at his previous, these are the seasons, ASL seasons. And this is the round of 4. So these are his opponents in the round of 4. Adong, Sulky, Bisu, Shuttle, Rain, Queen. Beat the Protosses 9-1. But in all the Zerg matchups, he went distance. Won 2 of them and lost 1. That's as Terran, by the way. So FlaSh's Achilles heel traditionally has been Zerg when he's Terran. Would think it would be even more pronounced as random because he's only getting his strongest race a third of the time theoretically. So this is worrying if you're a FlaSh fan to see that.
There is no limit.
If he's taking games off of Soma. Now, one thing
Soma's easily the second best Zerg.
Now, one thing I got to point out here, and this is very important, because you can look at the results, you can look at these numbers and get excited, whatever. Look at the games. A lot of the ways that FlaSh wins are ways you can only win once. Okay? He basically knew the planning of the race, hard countered. A great example.
That's true.
Where he hid the Nexus, knowing that there's a very low likelihood that Snow will be able to scout.
Some of his wins this season have been very strategic and cheesy.
We're going to know the more games of FlaSh we have. But on the surface, there are games. Let's talk about the game where FlaSh rushed, and Rush made 2 barracks in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
Good read. Rush was too dramatic. He thought CC first or barracks rush. He predicted it. He won. I think FlaSh might be able to do something like that ZvZ. I don't know what that looks like exactly, but maybe. But again, Soma is good enough. It's possible for FlaSh's Terran to lose under some circumstances. I don't know what Soma does as far as planning goes. Zerg is a little bit simpler as far as the decision tree early on with your buildings. That's why they don't suffer as much against random. The reason why
Kind of
Protoss
funny,
is the most is
11% win rate against Terran.
But
Because he's only played FlaSh and Light.
For Zerg 80%. So it's like, okay, as long as
the first Terran doesn't make sense, he's actually almost like his ZBT is one of the top ones in the world.
Yeah.
It's just he only played against Light and FlaSh, the best 2 Terrans.
That's right.
And so that's why that looks like that.
Yeah.
Those are the only people that beat him.
So again, the decisions, especially for FlaSh, but I'm curious about Soma. Can Soma get a good read and say, oh, I can 4-pool here? Maybe this is going to punish.
I don't know.
I don't know. Again, it's hard enough to cast StarCraft, the hardest game in the entire world. Casting openings with random, the theory with that is crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to expect.
Well, FlaSh is inventing a tournament random meta because there are people that use, for people that don't actually know this, there are people that use random in like the ladder, for instance. But 99% of them just do a stupid cheese every game.
Yeah,
because it's just you don't know what race they are. Your opening is going to be weird against
But
them.
we've had FlaSh do some of that here too. That's
a little
the
bit.
crazy thing. He's taking that
the
meta.
7 pool,
Yeah. Or the hidden Nexus. He goes, okay, you're Protoss. And so we see FlaSh knows how to exploit that.
Totally.
Yeah, this is the new meta. Now we saw that FlaSh was 5-0 against Soma before, but I have to point out that like random play is totally different. And Soma is much more comfortable in this ASL. He's been catapulted into the limelight here as like the new best Zerg. He's considerably younger than the rest of the players in the tournament.
Last season he looked great. This season he looks much stronger.
Yeah.
He really does. We definitely noticed it. He looks dominating in his games. He's just fearsome.
All right, it's time. Enough flapping our gums. It's time to get into this match here. Again, it's going to be on Plasma for game
Let's
1.
go,
Plasma is the
baby.
strangest map that we have here.
Yes. Oh, you can tell he's ready. See the
Oh, he's twitching.
Oh, God. Soma's in trouble.
He's twitching.
Now,
Let's
normally
get
I
some
would say the first game
ZvZ,
of the match is the
please.
most important. I don't think that's true in this.
I'd like
season.
to see at
Absolutely
least
agree.
one
Plasma
tonight.
has actually too many variables, even if you know each other's race. This is the most extreme map of the maps we have here because we don't have one crazy map and some island-like themes on
You
there.
know, it's a good reason why you're bringing up why the first map doesn't really matter. What I thought you were gonna say, because it's what I'm thinking, is because he's playing random, none of the matches have a particular importance. Because
true.
it's random what race he's getting. So like he can go 0-3 and then get Terran 4 times in a row and win. That could happen. That is not unrealistic.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
So to me, I look at this, and for FlaSh, there's no critical match. For Soma, it's only in his mind.
It's in his head, yeah.
It's not like a regular match where we're like, oh, this map for this matchup is very important because it balances this way, you know? Yeah. That doesn't exist here. It's just completely different from anything else we ever get to cast, talk about, or look at.
Okay.
Ben, I misspoke before. He did make it in the round of 24 this season before last. But anyways, it's
That's back when he was Soma again back there. He was Joseph Zerg last season.
yeah.
Let's see what he is in the Season 11 we have. So again, I think there is another issue here, which is Soma's nerves.
Yes.
Although I think he seems to thrive under pressure. I also like that he says, I am nervous, but I'm very focused and I'm going to do my best. I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some healthy anxiety.
Face that head on, man.
Yeah. FlaSh is just another day in the office, man. We're going to be on Plasma for game
Let's
one.
go,
tired.
boys.
He's waiting for the bus. So,
He's going to realize he's the bus
I
driver.
just want to
driving
see a
over
good
Soma.
match today.
all
I hope
guys,
it goes
game
the
one is loading
distance.
up. Let's see what race FlaSh gets.
ASL 시즌 10 게임 준비 완료.
Be a real testament to FlaSh's skill if he were to be able to push at the distance.
플라즈마에서 게임을 시작합니다.
What's it going to get?
FlaSh chose blue, by the way,
Protoss.
which is really important.
That means he's going to get Terran.
Ooh. Okay, so that is Soma.
Oh, he got
FlaSh
Zerg.
is Zerg, ZVZ. By the way, the
ZVZ.
I've been saying this
There you go, first time.
years and years, like for 15 years or something. The color that you get with random does not match equally with each race.
I'm really glad you're bringing this up.
And I think that's why he chose blue. And I'm not joking, and people think I'm like trolling, but I've played long enough that I'm like, no, I can narrow down the colors based on the color
I thought,
you get.
okay, no, I think this is not true to you, but you think it is true?
I think it is
I've
true.
never actually thought about it, but I always thought it can't be. But
The
I've
color
heard,
distribution
I've heard
for
people
random
say
is
like,
not
oh,
even.
if you're yellow, then you're more likely to get like
Zerg or Protoss. You almost never see a yellow
I never
Terran.
see a yellow Terran now that I think about it.
Yes.
So he
I'm
picks
really
blue.
not joking about this.
All right,
really
somebody
not.
look it up. There's got to be a way to find this out.
That's
no, there's no way
interesting.
to find it out, actually. The code is super, super old. And even when the developers sometimes say something,
I actually
they're
agree
like,
with that
"Oh, actually, you're
observation.
wrong. There's this thing, you know, that occurs.
There are
They
certain
blue, yeah.
races that you just
I think they choose
identify
color
with
each
certain
night,
colors
each time.
because they
I'm
don't
not
show
even
up as
joking about
frequently.
this. I'm seriously not.
I don't know if that would,
Now,
if
notice
selecting the
Overlord
color
scout
though
here.
would affect the chance of
FlaSh
you
went
getting a race.
around where the Overlord would scout in
yep.
the center. There's
You
a
play
couple of
random?
factors here as well, just for ZVZ on this map.
I don't know about
Because
that
you're a
part,
Zerg in
but
the center right.
what
you're always
Tastosis
gonna
is
be
saying about
scouted right
that is
away.
actually
You think so?
accurate.
No, absolutely.
It's an
In this
unequal
case,
distribution of color to
because it's
race.
just closer for them to check there in the middle.
So
So there's a
FlaSh is
little bit of a
unlucky.
disadvantage here. Now FlaSh he went around so his first Overlord wouldn't be scouted as fast.
Yeah, so spawning in the middle here is unfortunate because if your opponent spawns at the bottom or at the top, they'll always scout middle first. Does FlaSh a little bit of his unknown, a little bit of his surprise
Soma sees it Zerg.
secrecy has
So he
been
knows,
foiled by his spawn
Out of
location.
all the matchups, and I think everybody's pretty much on the same page here. On this map especially, ZVZ should be doable for Soma versus FlaSh.
It should be pure Muta.
And in fact, this should be the hardest
This should be the
type
most
of
difficult
ZVZ.
thing for FlaSh.
A semi-island map ZVZ, I feel like you're never going to
Yeah.
beat a top-tier Zerg, even if you're FlaSh.
First scout, and yeah, you're right. The eggs are never going to die. They just won't
Yeah.
die. So yeah, I think this is the worst case scenario for FlaSh. Is
So-
getting scouted first.
I don't know
ZVZ,
about this.
close spawns, pure Muta game.
So let me go big picture here.
I don't know if Tasteless is going to touch on this, but just my first thought seeing this is I don't know about this fast expansion. Because FlaSh knows what race you are as Soma, he knows you're Zerg, so he spawns in Zerg, he's going to have a strat to counter you, right? And given the fact that this is like an island map, basically you're just going to be going into mutas, right? So me, whoever gets mutas first has the advantage. So expanding here is actually, I think, counterintuitive.
Yeah, 'cause there's a lot to
For
say
Soma?
before things pick up right now. For the uninitiated, because I know we have a lot of new viewers tuning in now. Our viewership's been growing an insane amount. This map, you're separated by these eggs. Eggs are very hard to kill in the game. They're neutral eggs. Normally, Zerg tear them down to open up the map and turn it into a ground map by making lurkers. But in ZVZ, you can't get to lurkers because the Mutalisk is too powerful.
Yeah.
So it's all Ling Muta. In this case, it will probably become a Zerg air arms race. Now, this means it's going to be a pure island map.
Yes, it'll be a pure island map. And if you recall, because we were thinking a lot on that weird map we had last season, do you recall the name of that? The one with all the disruption webs on it? Why am I blanking on that?
Yeah, it's set up like a wheel on a spoke.
Yes,
I don't know
yes.
why I can't suddenly think
So
of it.
we were debating a lot about what ZVZ would look like there. And it turned out that quicker Muta was better than quicker expansion in the games that we watched.
Right.
And that's actually what FlaSh is going for here. He's going for quicker Muta. So that should give him, I think, a little bit of an edge.
I disagree because there are at least some strategies where you can try to attack by ground. On this map, I don't think there are.
No, well...
Didn't Larva try a strategy that didn't work, but he almost got in there by ground?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
He went...
So his Spire is almost 200 HP later. It's a pretty significant chunk of time. That's a third. The build time of the Spire, which I can't remember what the actual time is, but gotta mean like a 20 to 30 second advantage for FlaSh
So
in terms of
this is just going to be a pure
mutas out.
layered tech game. Now, this means we're going back into the past with StarCraft here because there used to be a lot of pure island maps.
FlaSh's second base isn't finished yet, though.
But Soma's not a player, I would say, from
So,
that generation. That's like the first 3 years of StarCraft.
Assuming Soma banks Larva, he's going to have a
I don't know what this
mutalist
looks like.
advantage.
I want to take a stab at it, Tastosis.
From a numbers standpoint.
This game will look only like Mutaverse Scourge
But
Micro. I think
FlaSh
that's
is going to
the
get there
only thing that's gonna
first,
matter,
so
And here's the thing about that. Soma has to have better Mutaverse Scourge Micro, just like Snow's going to have better Reaver Micro than FlaSh.
While that is certainly true,
yes, FlaSh's micro
FlaSh?
will not be
well, I guess actually their gas is very close.
the level of Soma, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure, man. This is, I guess we're about to learn a lot.
Yeah. So a couple other factors here before everything hatches here. In Mutalisk versus Mutalisk, Muta armor is better than Muta attack because Mutas have these glaives that bounce. So Muta Scourge Micro, it's very hard to do. And again, I don't...
Tasteless, he's going to get there before Mutas are out. Yeah, he's going to get to the natural before Mutas out. He's going to get a bunch of drone kills. And then he's going to fly home, right? And then he's way ahead, isn't he?
Yep, that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, I guess.
See the quicker Muta, man. Oh, his micro's off.
Yeah, he did miss micro there slightly.
Oh, oh my God!
That's pretty bad micro.
You can tell his micro is just not as good as a pro's Zerg. You can tell. You can see the way he's moving them.
Now he's running south with these Mutalisks.
Oh my God! He's just parking
that was
Scourge
big.
to catch him as they come
Yeah,
out.
there's no spore here. Now, because of the openings, because someone didn't know what he was against right away, FlaSh does get his Mutas out first.
Yeah.
Soma can't run like this
so he is
forever.
using that build order advantage here, but Soma can stabilize here.
He is chasing on everything. Soma right now is having to move so quickly to micro both groups away.
Now, Soma's control is a little bit better here, but his Mutas are going to cornered at the bottom of the map.
Dude.
But hold on, I think Soma might have stabilized. Now, how many Mutas are actually in this game now?
Okay, so
5
Soma has
versus
5.
7?
FlaSh has 7.
Yeah.
8.
8.
FlaSh is killing right now. He's up 6 supply.
Okay, FlaSh might just run him over.
Soma having an Evo chamber for spores? Because if not, I don't know if he can live.
Man. What more do you want?
Just gonna harass this base till there's nothing left.
Ham right now. He targets the Scourge. That was good, Mike, right there from FlaSh. That was real good. Now look how many Scourge he's bringing. Oh, you can just chase him down now with all these Scourge.
Yeah, that's too many. There's not enough map to retreat to. But
look at how slow his Scourge
some of his
movement
Scourge in this chase here.
He's gonna kill every Muta though. Dude, Soma's dead.
That's game.
I think it's Soma.
Wow.
Game one's over. Yeah.
He got scouted.
Wow, he won ZVZ game 1. That is not good for Soma. Soma's supposed to win ZVZ every time, pretty much, in this. So for him to lose best matchup against FlaSh, that's game 1, that's harsh.
First position faces ZVZ.
Especially if FlaSh draws any number of Terrans, that's actually scary for the prospect of the entire series from standpoint.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, he just bullied him.
Oh my God,
this game's over. Unreal. Okay, I got a lot to say about this. GG.
He's dancing him! He danced him too!
He did dance some Mutas. Let's look at that.
He's dancing him!
Unreal. Okay, I got a lot to say about this.
There they go.
He's dancing him! He danced him too!
Oh, that's BM. Styling on him.
He just beat Soma ZVZ.
Okay, so here's what happened. Because FlaSh knew his opponent Zerg and just doesn't want his Overlord to get scouted, he goes in a different direction. he gets his layer up more quickly. Soma, not sure if it's a Protoss or a Terran, gets a hatchery a little bit more quickly. Now, normally in ZVZ, you can do a Ling Flood to punish somebody who goes mutas ahead of you. On an island map, you cannot. You cannot.
Very good point.
And FlaSh's muta control, it wasn't perfect.
It wasn't perfect.
But he just...
Pretty sure he scouted him before... He had to have scouted him before he took the second base, so... Took the second base still knowing that FlaSh was Zerg. I think he just misread the situation a little bit. I think you just have to get mutas as quick as you can on that map.
Sort of gets there too fast, especially with the middle spawn versus top. You get there before the eggs hatch. There's that much of a breadth of distance. Wow. Now, I thought there was going to be a lot more complexity to that, but now that we've seen how the game panned out, yeah, he got his layer earlier, and I don't see any recourse for a player who's playing random.
Yeah, you can't force a mutas to stay home with your lings. Yeah, we kind of looked at that last season with that semi-island map, too.
Short break, we come back, game 2 with FlaSh for Soma. Here in the ASL semifinals, we had a pretty epic game for game 1. So FlaSh spawns random on the, we call it semi-island map, but I guess in ZVZ it is an island map, but gets the build order advantage by going for layer before Soma has identified what race his opponent is. Soma doesn't know if his opponent could be Terran or Protoss as well, so Soma went hatch first, and our analysis concludes that if you go layer first and they don't have any recourse on ground, you just lose. But again, this is FlaSh playing random and using the fact that the opposing player doesn't know what race he is. Yeah. And also FlaSh hit that overload, went straight up around.
Yeah, right way to do it.
Yeah, around
your scouting
path.
random for sure. Definitely want to do that. So that's it. He beat Soma's ZVZ. That has to be a blow to Soma because that's like the matchup you would assume he has the most advantage in.
Yeah, now, this is what I wanted to bring up is that I don't think FlaSh's heartbeat changes at all in tournament matches. He's been doing this his entire life. Soma is fairly new to this, has openly talked about anxiety. Him and everybody else was basically saying he should win a CVZ, and I think he lost that one. And although it can look humiliating, it is kind of a hard counter build, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know how much that's going to phase Soma, or not. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if he looks at it correctly, every game should just not really matter because they're all random anyways. Up next is Benzine. It's a 2-player map, so he can scout FlaSh as quickly as he would like. It's a good map for Zerg in all the matchups, I would say. You know, very, very strong map for Mutalists.
Give me another CVZ.
I'm fine with it. Yeah, I'll take anything for FlaSh at this point. Like, he's done so much with random, I just can't even believe it.
This is a map with the farthest spawns we have here. One-on-one.
Yeah, if he were to get a ZVZ on this map, I feel like he would not
with FlaSh's random is ready. Both players are now in the lobby.
not have that great of a chance.
I think you might be right. Let's see what
I think
happens.
that win was largely dependent on the fact that it was an island map, and Soma couldn't get any lings out to counter FlaSh's build.
As our game loads up.
A map like Benzine, that would not happen. FlaSh would just die for...
What race is it?
Zerg. Protoss. Zerg.
Get the Ouija board out. Let's spell it out together.
Alright.
Are you feeling that, Tastosis? Yeah, me neither. I'm not doing that either, okay?
I'm going to say
Spirit world
Protoss.
guide us. No Terran.
No Terran.
No Terran.
No Terran.
No Terran.
He's Zerg.
He's Zerg! Oh,
What?
I knew our supernatural powers would work.
Shake
Oh, he is
head.
Zerg.
Does not
Oh,
want
he's
this.
not happy about it.
The rematch!
Oh, we're
Alright,
about
we'll
to
see. What his
see.
plan is.
About to see his real skill with
By
CVZ.
the way, think about this, right? He has to have, for tonight, 21 different plans.
Bemused, you can tell.
Yeah.
3 for each map. It's so crazy.
Okay, so this game
That's actually
cannot
crazy,
be
that's
like
true.
the previous game because the factors that dictate the way the
Need
map
to have
is played are
21
entirely
different
different.
plans.
This is a
Zerglings will be big in this game.
absolutely they will be. It's a game where now again we need to see when Soma actually discovers that FlaSh is actually the Zerg. But for now, FlaSh knows he's going to be in a real ZVZ game. And unless Soma decides to go for hatchery on 12, there's not many things that FlaSh can do to just end the game.
FlaSh is
Yeah.
changing his scouting pattern again,
And I don't think that anything
Out
like
of the
that
way.
is going to occur. It looks like it's going to be a 9-pull.
so that Soma doesn't know.
So kind of an aggressive opener.
He's
An opener
Zerg
like
until
this, like
he
for
arrives at
instance,
his
if
base.
FlaSh was Terran, FlaSh would already be very advantaged, in my opinion.
Hey, I got to point something out here. Look
Yeah.
at the bottom of the mini-map. FlaSh is making a line through the bottom with the Overlord. He doesn't want his Overlord to meet up with Soma's Overlord. So we're already getting a cool metagame here from players who pick random as Zerg. Like, yeah, show them the Overlord as late as possible. Make them sacrifice a drone, scout across the map to figure out what you are. And the second Overlord is actually not even going to scout. It goes to the bottom left in the corner.
So FlaSh
Hatchery.
actually goes 12 hatch in his main. I'm completely
Really?
unsurprised that this is his build. Yeah, I assumed that we would see this build coming out of FlaSh if we saw enough ZVZs from him. So the thought behind this build, guys, is basically
Going for a third base too,
you're
or a
getting
second
quick
base,
hatchery,
but third hatch.
but it's not at your natural, so it's easier to defend.
Yep.
This will be a Ling Flood game, almost certainly. You disagree, Tasteless?
I don't think it's necessarily. I think it can be a muted game as well. It can be an either or.
Does he have a spawning pool?
You can do 2 hatch and be safe.
He's going 3 hatch.
Doesn't have a
before
spawning
against a
pool,
9.
does he?
That doesn't look good.
Wow.
My God, he
Now,
doesn't
keep in
have a
mind,
spawning
FlaSh
pool.
knows
He's
what
just
they
gonna
so
die,
much.
right?
Soma's basically done a very modest expand.
Yeah, there's no
with
way he can
enough
get
pressure
Zerglings
that
up
You have to respect it.
before he
Now
gets to
sees
his
the one
base.
lane here. We don't have their faces on the big screen.
But
here.
3 hatch
Normally they
before
didn't-
spawning
they didn't
pool.
Flinch. I was watching.
What is
so
that?
The pool is a bit late. This is
Way-
He's going to start a creep colony.
It's
right
way
away,
too
maybe?
economically
Not sure.
cheesy.
Now, the Lings are going to
Yeah,
come
you'd
in
have to
here.
get this,
Now, if you look
a
at
creep
what
colony
FlaSh
here.
has, there's a piece of the puzzle missing because there's just.
Yeah.
It's very clear Zerg needs to have more buildings. So when he gets here and sees that there's no Lings, first of all, FlaSh has to be careful to not lose drones.
That's not a good position for
Lings are
that.
ways away out. But also, the hidden hatchery should be spotted.
Just gonna kill him.
Oh man, this does not look
Wow.
good.
Oh my God, he's gonna get
Yeah,
that.
this is not optimal. All right, he's going to fight with his drones, and he will live. Oh my. Oh.
You know, we
dude.
talked about players know exactly when they
That's
don't have
game.
the micro. That was Soma right there. GG! Game 2.
Okay. Yeah, so I think
Oh,
what
that
we
was a
saw
little
right there is
stupid.
FlaSh taking a gigantic risk.
Well, anticlimactic.
Not just that, but Soma having the
Yeah, he literally rolled the dice. Like, going 3 hatch before pool, that's crazy. I don't know why. I actually don't know why he would do that. I guess he's just that unconfident that he's going to beat him straight up. Man, that was a really weird build.
exact right build order to mute any sneaky build order plays.
Yeah, I guess. And to put this out there, right?
Yeah,
FlaSh is
9
playing
pool
Terran,
counters that
and he
really
doesn't have forward damage, which he
harshly.
generally doesn't do. I think he has a huge advantage there, but someone might look at that and say, I'm not going to beat this Terran anyways. Let me do something that can punish the other 2 bases.
Let me end up hitting a Protoss or hitting the Zerg and taking a win. Soma is gambling here as well.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting game.
we just saw Soma actually get up. I think he's walking to the restroom, but getting up, walking out of the studio with that win for a second. Good decision making there by Soma. I like
All right,
the idea of what FlaSh is
1-1.
doing. Basically, FlaSh is not going to show that he's Zerg until the other player scouts him. And so what he does 2 hatches in the main, and then a third. And keep in mind
2
how huge Benson
ZVD,
is and where that
2
location is.
ZVZs down already.
Yeah.
So he is hoping that if Soma doesn't do something really aggressive, he's just ahead. And he can sit there and turtle on 2 hatches while soaking up resources from a third base that is probably not going to get scouted. But Soma opened up with a really clean build and basically punished FlaSh for doing anything greedy.
Yeah, it certainly worked out in that way. If he had opened with any other build, that 3-hatch build might have been very good. Like, even a 12 pool, FlaSh would have been completely fine.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the games with Snow where he hit the Nexus. And it's kind of like, in a lot of the mirror matchups,
Yeah,
especially
I agree
Protoss
with
and
that.
Zerg mirror matchups, you're really restricted on
He
growth.
wanted to
Strong
go
game,
with
really
3
big growth.
hatches
Basically,
there. I
really
just
good
think he
hatches
has to
off.
do
I
the
think that he
spawning
thought,
pool
Soma
after the
might
second
hatch on 12
one.
Or pool on 12, which are all pretty conservative games. And then FlaSh just sits there and wins because he has a hidden base.
Yes. And also because he had this
And then get the third hatch afterwards.
A Ling Flood type of scenario because you have the 2 hatches, but one of them's not at your expansion. So if your opponent takes an expansion hatch, you can be in a lot of trouble. So it might have actually put Soma on the defense.
That
allows
build
him to
is
go ahead and
actually
third
just,
base. Well, not third, but
like,
whatever we call it.
indefensible.
And also, Benzene is a map with a lot of expansions, kind of like we saw on Eclipse with Snow, where
Don't actually know how you survive if you get your pool that late.
You're not usually scouting everywhere with them.
Yeah.
You're doing a few specific scout passes to make sure they're
Hidden
safe.
bases are very rare in CVC.
Yeah, so doing that like that, I think the idea there from FlaSh was brilliant.
Yeah.
But Soma opened up with a build that just is going to punish greed. And let's also point out in the esports night,
Punish greed, it did.
Show matches where his random was a little bit disappointing. He did try some other quick econ builds too, and that's how it seems like FlaSh. It doesn't seem like he's able to cut corners here economically.
Maybe.
And by the way, the random meta, it's showing itself to us right now with FlaSh. A lot of hidden bases.
Yeah.
I feel like we're starting to get, the bones of the FlaSh random meta all laid out.
I think a lot of players want it to go long against
Going
random
into
players,
game
so they
3
generally
straight
have a
away.
defensive stance,
Is
which
that what you
allows greed to punish that. If you have a defensive stance and someone plays greed against it, that's the punishment to defense.
Right.
So,
And truth is, most of the time with random players, unless they roll their main race,
Let's go.
they have some kind of gimmick. They're not going to just play
totally.
head to
Alright, I said he needed to roll Terran twice in his first 5 maps. Wasn't expecting him to win as EVZ though in game 1, so I think he bought himself a little breathing room, but I think he does need to pull out a Terran here in the next couple of maps, otherwise he's going to be in trouble.
head here.
100%.
Okay, we're going to go to Optimizer here for Game 3. This is a very weird map, so let's wait and see what races they spawn. FlaSh has selected the color blue again. And What's it going to be? Protoss! No, wait, Protoss.
I'd love to see his Protoss here.
What if it's CVZ all night?
I think it's going to be Terran. I think he needs a Terran, quite frankly.
All right, you're saying
옵티마이저에서 게임을
Terran, Ouija board
시작합니다.
out.
Ouija board it.
Wait, what's going on here? P? Did you move that? Was it? I didn't move that. P? R?
All right, let's see it.
Wait.
Is he Zerg again?
No.
Looks
He's
like
Terran or Protoss.
Terran.
Terran. Told
Yep.
you.
Damn.
Okay, so FlaSh is Terran. I think we'll see Mech here. If he goes Command Center first, I'm gonna cry.
I think
So
he's
he did go
favored,
Command Center
but
first before on this map versus
I'm not
Queen when he
familiar with
first
this
showed his
map,
random off and he died.
CVT.
Yeah, that was on the esports night. Definitely not something as important, but kind of a fun show match that show did.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we just wait and see what does he build his barracks on 11 or not.
I think he does. Look,
The most powerful thing we've seen here, by the way, was the 6-fact mech all-in.
Yeah.
I believe it was JYJ, if I'm recalling correctly. Amazing build for this map because you have 3 gas. You can easily support like infinity mech off of that.
Now, I just want to say this. I know that FlaSh is clearly the favorite here getting Terran, but Soma, it's not impossible for him to win a ZVT.
No, it's not
impossible.
He's a great ZVT player. His win percentage, like, it's so deceiving because he played a top form light and a top form FlaSh, which
Right.
are literally not just by far the best 2 TVZ players, but by far the best 2 Terrans.
Yeah.
So you put him against anyone else, and I think he butchers them. Okay, I think we're going to see a barracks here. And there you go. So he's not going to die to any rush or anything like that. Is Soma?
Like
is
he's
that
gonna
12
do a
from
wall in?
Soma, I believe.
I think so. No, I think he might have gotten a little bit earlier.
Oh no, that's a 12.
12 pull? Okay.
Yeah. All right, so a 12 pull is a completely fine opening.
So is he
against
going
Terran.
for a factory?
I mean, we'll see
He
what
gets
he
a wall
has
in?
exactly for his build, because obviously he doesn't know that he's Terran yet. But for instance, if you hit a 12 pool as a Terran player against Zerg, normally it just means the mutas are a little bit quicker. A little bit slightly lower econ.
A huge map.
Very quick mutas. But here we see FlaSh getting his gas, so this will either...
So Soma is scouting down, and then he's scouting cross. So he's going to scout FlaSh really late. Huge map. So still doesn't know he's Terran.
be some sort of like 1-1-1 build. I mean,
So
it could be something silly like
Soma's
Great
point
build.
of view,
I'd be
he's
surprised
probably
by
going to
that,
go
probably
quite
the worst
middle
thing we
road.
could do.
I think it's going to be the
in terms of a
1-1-1.
build.
You think a 1-1-1?
I think so.
Honestly, I think he's going to do a Goliath build.
Okay.
I think it's amazing on this map. Really good. But we'll see. He
And
has a lot of options.
And so the tournament mentality here for FlaSh, everyone, is like, okay, I'm guaranteed to win. Let's just play this one out. Let me dominate. Let's go to take that lead and go to game 4 here. So no SCVs mining gas now, and here we see now he confirms it's Terran.
Yep.
Soma doesn't look too shaken, but I mean you have to expect you're going to play against a Terran a couple times here in a best of 7.
yeah, of course.
You're just hoping it's as little as possible.
So he scouts, sees the hatchery timing. Gonna go up into that main base and check for the layer. Of course, it has already started. Yeah, it really looks like the Goliath build right now, but we'll see. There's a CC in the main base. Of course, that's a Zergling tight wall in that we see, so he does not need to defend very much. And we'll see in just a few moments here if he goes Armory or Starport, because that's where we get to figure out basically what his plan is.
And so the SCV will continue to scout around here.
Oh, he's about to make whatever it is. Here we go. That SCV is going to decide. Starport.
Starport.
Okay. So it's probably a 1-1-1 build.
Now, last time we casted these two was 3rd place, 4th place of ASL Season 9, and FlaSh won with a lot of Valkyrie play. I think he went Valkyrie every single game and won.
Yep.
By the way, Valkyrie is another unit that historically wasn't really touched that much and now is used quite a bit.
Yeah, they're really great against mutas.
Going Muta is
Yeah,
interesting.
fantastic. And this might be a Valkyrie build. It definitely can
I
be.
think
That's
that's
what I was
a
trying to lead
better
into
choice
here
for
is,
Soma.
You know, is that a thing that might be worthwhile? Because it's
He's not expecting a
double
1-1-1.
Wraith play.
Oh, he's going 2-port.
FlaSh, you
Okay.
devil you.
I was going for Wraiths.
Like I was saying,
Cloaked Wraiths.
I personally think that this is probably
Interesting.
the weakest thing that he could do. But maybe it'll be unexpected.
Yeah, that's a good point. The thing is, I do wonder, you know, if Zerg goes straight into Muta, it's like, well, now what? You know, I mean, Wraiths can fight Mutas, but Wraiths are actually much more brittle than Mutas.
Mutas are much better than Wraiths.
Mutas are funny because if you never played the game before, you wouldn't think of them as really tough units, but they actually soak quite a bit of damage.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Mutas
hard to kill,
Mutas
they're
are
fast,
awesome.
the glaives are very strong.
Yeah.
They're also incredibly responsive units.
Well, Wraiths are very responsive as well. FlaSh is fantastic at microing Wraiths. See Soma already taking his third base.
Yeah.
Now, this will most likely be into bio from FlaSh, but I can't say that for sure, right?
A couple other things to note here. Seeing one Wraith does not tell you you're fighting Wraiths.
No.
One Wraith can also be used to clear the map, kind of like, I guess not exactly like a Corsair, but you know what I'm saying. You're out there, you want to scout, kill stuff off, and then use it to defend. But in this case, he's going to go 2-port Wraith.
I think the thing is, you can also, when you're playing against a 2-hatchery opener like Soma's doing, you can go 1-port Wraith to defend the Mutas, and then tech into whatever else you want, right? You can just go 1-port Cloak Wraith, and if you kill the Overlords that are around you, then you're totally fine. Look at that.
FlaSh
Oh my
scouts
God.
exactly around this Overlord.
Wow. That's
Pretty funny.
That's pretty important for Soma. You need an Overlord that's nearby.
Okay, he's going to catch it.
That's going to take away a lot of his offensive chances. Because you're going to need Overlord speed, basically, before you can attack.
He uses the one Scourge to chase that away. The Wraith doesn't know that there's not a second Scourge there. This Scourge is going to scout. I like Soma's play so far. And now he will see the second starport with the Cloak being researched.
Uh-oh, that's not good for FlaSh.
Right. This is kind of an exciting game. This is a game where we've been talking big smack about how his Terran should
Plan
beat
got
everybody.
discovered.
But in this situation, like looking at these openings, I feel like
Gotta
Soma
get
has a
some.
fine chance
Oh,
here, you know?
Mutas are here. He
This
doesn't
is a
have
very
much of a
playable.
window.
He's already got that third base up. These Wraiths are not going to find that much damage.
Yeah, he has to get some harassment
His
done
Cloak,
with these,
you
but
can
he
kinda
can't.
make him spread his Overlords around.
Can't
play a
take
little
damage.
defensively right now.
Just has to wait for
But FlaSh
Cloak
is
to
gonna have
finish.
to go into some other units. It looks like he is going to go into a pretty standard like SK Terran type of thing with Wraiths.
Now,
And that's strong.
One thing about this map is that it's hard to push the third. I mean, the Wraiths, of course, can shoot down drones and everything, but if you're going to go for bio, a lot of times you're trying to push some kind of location and kill that, and on this map, it seems like the island is pretty safe from a ground attack.
Well, I think what he'll do, because he already has 2 starports, is probably grab a dropship or 2.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point,
Yeah,
actually. He
like,
could do that.
Once he has enough Wraiths that they support the bio, he should be able to fight Mutas, and then it'll be hard to stop a drop that just, like, offloads near the third, right? Not right on top, but near it.
I'm liking both of these guys'
He's got a lot of
approaches
minis
to
coming
this
at her on the
game.
map. It's going to be him on the
I think it's
defense here
actually
a
gonna
little bit.
set
Is there
up for a
any
good game.
vulnerability right now for FlaSh?
Yeah,
good
the
late
Mutas are
game.
still scary.
The Mutas are still a real threat. This is a big wall of turrets, which Terran is basically forced to make.
Yeah, there's some Overlords coming. And you can see how many he's making because he knows that Overlord speed's going to be finishing up. And with them coming in, it's like he has to actually micro reasonably well here. He's made enough turrets that I think he's fine.
Kind of settlings in for no reason there to the natural.
You can tell FlaSh is very prepared for this. Like, his build, the amount of turrets he's making really kind of show that he understands how this is supposed to look. Which, of course, is FlaSh, right? Nice micro on FlaSh's side. And
Now,
you can see how unperturbed Soma is, right?
Right.
He's just sitting there. He's like, well, you can't actually fight me.
Yeah.
The
And he can
Mutas
try
are
to
so
chip
much
away
better.
at this as much as he can.
I feel like he's going to want a Valkyrie or 2.
Yeah, I actually agree with that
Overlord's backing
assessment.
up.
I think getting a Valkyrie here would
I wonder
be
if he'll make him.
very strong.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. By the way, Zerg is just committing to making more and more Mutas.
It's a lot of Overlords.
Yeah, he's going to pull them away. He has to make sure these Wraiths don't snipe them down here.
Trying to
too.
bait the Overlords, I think.
Now, does the Wraith have one range more than the Muta? Is that correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah.
But the Muta is such
Well,
a...
they certainly have longer range. I think it's one more, but
Can't lose the Overlords, though.
the units are too quick. It's not like you can kite the mutas.
Right. And when you do this as Terran, you want to put one, like, trapped SCV in the control group, or is that not a thing
you
here?
do. He probably has an SCV behind his minerals.
Well, when he moves out with ground forces,
So,
Soma's going to have to fight
we
that with
talk
his
about this a
mutas,
lot.
which is going to allow his Wraiths to fly by, right?
Matchups,
So
but it doesn't seem to ever be a thing. But do you ever
he
get the
needs some
forecast
spore
before you
colonies
want
or
to get your
something.
main?
Yeah, he'll get it because he has 2 starports here, and we just saw the science facility going up. So I think
Yeah,
he'll
I think he
probably go
needs a
mass
spore
vessel and
colony.
just switch into SK
It's third.
Terran from here.
What about the Zerg? Do you want to get the 4th gas there
Oh.
and then just try to...
Yeah, once he has his drone saturation up. This is actually why I think we see a lot of Terrans go mech here, is because the 4th gas is like almost too easy for Zerg to get, right?
Right.
It's,
Oh, a lot of
it's gonna
creep
be hard
colonies.
to play SK Terran here, basically. But FlaSh is playing against
Anticipating
someone
a
who
push
has made
out.
so many mutas that it's not like he's just going to insta-die to Ultra Defiler, right? There's going to be a period in here where he can apply some additional pressure.
That's where he got
Hiding
his
his
ID,
drone.
man. That's what
Very
Soma's
smart.
short for, is so many mutas, man. By the way, I think we're going to have a
So many
hatchery made in the hidden,
So many
maybe in
mutas.
the upper left of the upper right main.
That can be a very good move to
Yeah.
Nidus over later.
Yeah, so you put a Nidus there, and then you make your actual hatchery there, so you can send your army out and defend it pretty easily. Terrans are always scanning the spawn locations to check if you're going to be there. So here we have the Defiler Mound, the Obelisk
Defiler,
Cavern coming out
okay.
here. FlaSh is going to try to push in here.
And the reason he's making both those at the same time, like that's how
Oh,
you
good, he
kill
made a
Terran,
spore
when you're
at the
going
front.
bio. And he can make both at the same time because he has that free 4th gas.
As Zerg here, you can't afford to not have a spore. Probably, maybe even 2 spores. Because you can't devote your mutas to keeping your overlords alive. The ground forces pushing you. You need to be able to focus your mutas on killing the marines and medics.
And now we have a bunch of sunken colonies planted down here. Scourge here to catch those dropships Tastosis was
I still
talking
think
about.
he
It
needs
could
a
be
spore at the
factor.
3rd, though.
And now the vessels are coming, which are really going to make the mutas not very worthwhile.
Yeah, but there's enough sunks that can he break that? Yeah, I guess if he
Actually
gets rid of the
needs
mutas,
to
he could.
probably attack him before the vessel
Even
shows
if he
up.
irradiates, he's not going to clear all the
I don't
mutas.
think he can
Needs to
break
thin
it,
down
man.
the-
So many sunken colonies.
It's a lot. It's a lot. If he has 1-1, you do pretty darn well. And
It
then he also
needs
has
to
great
thin
damage
down
from
the
skies.
Army
But,
here,
yeah.
a FlaSh.
Soma has so many
Or the
drone
vessels show up.
spaces.
Now, would he try to maybe get a dropship and ferry that in there?
I think it's too messy.
It does seem like Terran has to do something pretty
Yeah.
soon here. Like, Zerg has sealed himself off and is teching
Certainly.
into some stuff that's a real threat here.
Well, he keeps reinforcing his Marines, which is obviously something you do need to do. But the way he's doing it, I think he's going to look for a couple good irradiates and try to bust the Sunkens right... Oh, he does bring in a dropship. Maybe... I was going to say he was going to try to bust the Sunkens right before Ultra.
Oh my god, great job hitting some of those wraiths. You need to have enough cover to actually the dropships hop through.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he
So
can
we
get
wanna watch these
some
two
drops
dropships
here,
very
that's
carefully,
actually a
because if
really
Soma
good
can
play.
actually hold this.
Just needs to
Zerg is
really
Oh, this
damage
is
him
getting
before
bad for
chitinous
FlaSh.
plating
yeah,
finishes.
I actually think maybe the Wraith play was not... Oh, I like the idea
Ooh,
of that.
nice.
Okay,
Matrix.
it's showtime.
He's
You're smart.
He's going for it, man. Not so sure it's going to work, though.
The
Uh-oh.
problem is that the berth between where they are and where they want to be, the Marines can't cover the other Marines.
Yeah, very, very
Yeah, I
true.
think this is
Alright,
a better
Scourge gonna
play
come in.
here.
Okay, targets a couple of them down.
Targeting 3rd base.
Okay, he's going to unload here at this island.
Oh, this is not good for Soma.
Is there actually enough?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh
he's
my god,
actually
he didn't micro the
absolutely
mutas.
Slaughtering. Really nicely done. It really looked like he wanted
Gonna
to drop
lose
it at
that.
main base.
He might have wanted to make it look like he wanted to make that happen and then exactly plan for
That
this.
might have been, and now he's killed the 3rd.
And now he's going to drop
Uh-oh, he's
That's-
dropping in
oh
the
my
main
God,
now.
Look at
Holy
this,
crap.
getting in there. There is a Defiler in here.
You know what's funny about this? I guess defensive matrix lasts so long, you can actually fake drop it into the main and then actually fly to the island and be fine.
Sure. Looks like this drop may not do
Yeah, he has to get behind the
anywhere
minerals
near
here.
as much. Nice dark
Ooh.
swarm there.
The dark
Good
swarm.
defensive dark swarm.
Gonna kill a decent amount of drones, but honestly, there's so many drones here.
Oh my god.
Oh, that placement.
The greatest drop
Oh my
placement
god.
the world has ever seen.
Gotta get Guardians to clear that one, Taste.
I wouldn't kill that Evo yet. Keeping
where are
his
we at in this
forces
game?
alive. It's basically a
Brad
wall.
FlaSh is wrecking some face right now.
Oh gosh, even the hatchery down there was killed.
Yeah. I mean, killing the evolution chamber is gigantic as well.
He's lost so many
because you're actually
drones.
looking for 5 carapace ultras.
And that sunken colony walls out the Ultra.
And
What
he has
looked like
multiple
perfect
vessels
defense
with the
from Soma
radiate.
had tons of holes in it. He's going to go for the eraser.
Oh my god, he's gonna erase her.
Vessels don't take damage from the radiate, but you can still cast
Okay, he
it,
just
so he comes
won.
through here and just kills all these workers.
Wow.
Oh, and he's just
And he dropped the
everywhere.
third again.
This is
What a
over. Yeah, it
magnificent
really is.
match.
Oh my god, he's just killing.
What brilliant play out of FlaSh. Drop the third. Make his mutas fly down there. Drop the main once they're gone. Then drop the second. I think that was actually the winning move. Was him having enough wherewithal to actually micro more dropships to drop into the second base. Natural.
Killed like every drone.
GG.
Yep, GG.
Wow.
And that is FlaSh's Terran. And I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, up until the last minute and a half, I thought maybe Soma had a shot.
Yeah.
But I think when you look at
Yeah, it
the
looked
it's actually
kind of
not so long.
even, and then
You
out of
get them all
nowhere he
outside
just
their main, where they
smashed
make
him.
more and more to defend because they think they're going to win, and then you fly right into the island.
Well, he was selling that he wanted to go in the main. Like the way he was standing there trying to pick off Scourges and Mutas.
Yeah.
Soma kept committing there to try to keep him back so that drop couldn't occur.
Yeah.
But FlaSh either changed his mind or had that as a mind game to make his attention up there.
Yeah.
To hit that third, as you suggested. And
I don't think it was a mind game. I think he wanted to drop the main. Then when he saw how well defended it was, he just switched to the third, which ended up being the correct choice.
he had whittled the Mutas down enough that the 2 dropships was enough. I think he probably had 1-1 at that point as well. I mean, really great. he only had this small window, too. Because when you get your Defilers actually out and have all their upgrades, and then you have, like, 4 carapace ultras running around, you're not going to break that with
That's
Raging
true.
Like
He had
you know?
maybe like
Great win
a
for FlaSh, but also
30-second
an expected
window.
win.
or if he was like 30 seconds later on carrying out that plan. I think Soma can just defend that.
FlaSh is up 2-1 in this best of 7. We got to see what happens in Game 4.
Yeah. My God. What a wild night this is so far.
It's been a great day of StarCraft, man. GSL Finals and now this. So we haven't had FlaSh's Protoss yet. We've had 2 ZVZs, then a TVZ where he dominated. Guys, short break. We come back. Game 4. Don't go away.
All right, well, that's 3 games down. 2 ZVZs and 1 TVZ. Going into game 4 here, let's check it out.
I thought Soma actually did a really good job until the very end where he was broken. We're going to go to Eclipse. Now Eclipse is a 1-versus-1 map. Like Benzine, you're a little bit closer together, which means Soma can find out right away if he needs to what race his opponent is.
Yeah, yeah. I think this map of all the maps should favor Soma, right? As long
think
as
so.
FlaSh gets Protoss or Zerg, it's like in a lot of ways the smallest map and also a very decent map for ZVP.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure what to expect here. We're going to be going into our game now, guys. FlaSh with Random, Soma with Zerg. Again, the winner of this will go on to Season 10 ASL Finals. I'm excited. Okay, what do you think? What does FlaSh get?
I think he's going to get Protoss this time.
I think he needs to get Protoss. No Terran.
Give him Terran.
No!
ASL 시즌 10 게임 준비 완료.
I don't know. Yeah. He hasn't had Protoss yet, so maybe he'll get Protoss.
넷플릭스에서 게임을 시작합니다.
I want to see Protoss, actually, to be honest.
Oh!
Wow. Well, that's what I said. Got to get it twice in the opening 5 games, so here's his chance. He can really... He's up 2-1. If he wins this game, he'll be up 3-1 and needs 1 map. It's doable. He's got to win this one, though.
Now, FlaSh is Terran, but the map is fine for ZVT, I think. Especially if you
Also-
play an aggressive style.
Yeah. And again, it's not like it's a 4-player map where you may scout for a while and just not see anything. So
Yeah. We'll see what type of strategy FlaSh wants to do. You can actually, on this map, you can really do anything. especially from the top right position.
Yeah.
Like whatever Terran versus Zerg opening, you know, is your bread and butter, you can go after it.
So let's say FlaSh wins a couple ASLs with random. Is the next step that he has to pick Zerg and then he has to pick Protoss, where he's just like done it with everything?
So yeah, that's interesting. Well, I think the
Be
hardest
harder.
thing to win with would be picking Zerg.
Yeah, I agree.
Is that the next step then?
No, I think picking Protoss would be harder to win with than random, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think so?
Yeah, of course.
I think if you had asked us before the season started, we might have said something different from that. But now that we see him doing it, we're like, I don't know, it's not that hard.
Well, so
Couple
much
of idiots we are.
I mean, the Terran is just, you know, it's untouchable. FlaSh is Terran, of course, but
Yeah.
in these situations where they just don't know who the opponent is. By the way, FlaSh going to go for a quick expand on the low ground, or at least make it look like that. We'll see.
You
if he
went
does
with
it
that
here.
kind of unorthodox
Yeah, I think
double
he will do
starport
it.
opening.
Overlord probably just scout anyways. So 12.
See if he does that again.
Okay.
I would imagine not,
Not too
right?
afraid of anything.
And this isn't bad for Zerg either, then, right? This isn't like a bad build order pairing, then.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah.
Normally, if they wall like this and you do like a medium speed pool, you know, like a 9 pool to 12 pool, then that's slight advantage Terran, right? Because they just like sit at their wall.
Yeah,
And,
they block it off and
Yeah.
stay ahead, but
not many people actually wall that often on this map. I think FlaSh obviously is just going to go command center right away here. He sends his SCV on the long path to scout to make sure nothing sees it on its way. And someone going to see it right there.
Depot immediately comes up, denying his scout here.
I believe that
I thought that was a full wall. Is that not a full wall?
no, the depot's one down, I guess.
So you want to have the barracks up one if you want to have this not completely blocked off.
Yeah, I was gonna say not too many people actually wall here, so I don't get to see walls too often. But it's just like a one hole up at the top. It's still very good at holding lanes and stuff like that. Set an SCV in front of a Marine and you're basically set. All right, well, I mean that's quite a quick layer, right? A little bit before 3 minutes. FlaSh, of course, has seen that, so he knows all the timing.
You guys noticed how much FlaSh, the camera focused on FlaSh is shaking? Wonder if it's him, like, if the camera's on the desk. I doubt it. It's probably, like, in his face, but it seems like the cameraman had a little too much caffeine or something. He's freaking out.
He needs for turrets and everything. Very quick gas coming up. I'm interested to see which build this is going to be.
Been like that for every
because
game.
Of the speed of the gas, I actually think we are going to see the new Valkyrie Rush build.
Okay.
And it's not. It's kind of like the build he was using last season against Zero. But there's been. Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind at all. So that is a quick eBay and a quick academy. So he's basically just
Yeah, it's
utilizing
going
the fact
for
that he
a
has wall and
+1
doesn't need
push.
to make a bunker and doesn't need to overmake Marines to kind of cheat forward on his upgrades a little bit. He's going to get much quicker +1 than you're going to be used to with a 2-hatch play. Normally, you can only get a very quick +1 attack against 3 hatchery because you just don't have the money to fit everything in. But here with a wall, yeah, you can kind of.
Yeah, so he'll have +1
Not something you
before
see
the
every day, that's for
6-minute
sure.
muta.
So someone's going to be
He goes
thrown
muta.
a bit off by that.
And from the Zerg side of things, is there something you want to be doing specifically to fight against this?
Well,
I mean, are you just going into Spire and trying to take your third and your eventually
Yeah.
fourth?
he should just take his third right now and go Mutalist Harassment.
It does seem like on this map, there's so many bases that Zerg can take,
Yes.
especially the bottom right 2 bases.
Yeah,
Anything with a small ramp you can throw lurkers at
totally.
and defend and just hold it from there seem to be quite good.
Yeah, but, you know, Terran knows the places that you're looking at, right? The bases that you would normally think of as like a 4th base, you know, those kind of wide open ones, those bases basically don't get taken at pro level. The top left, that's the greed base, right? Because it's a double gas. If you
Right.
can get it, it's like amazing as Zerg.
It
but
has the same thing where it's like a low ground, but you could still put lurkers down there and they
Yeah.
can't really run down it.
yeah, but like you said, those 2 bases in the bottom right are much more realistic for taking. Now, FlaSh is doing a very heavy powering build right here, right? He's getting his +1 attack, and he's going right up to 4 racks. So it's like a +1 4x. We'll see if he goes for a 5th. I've seen him do +1 5 racks against 2 hatch play, which is insane. But I think he's going to have to buy some turrets first. This, basically his push out after range and +1 is going to be surprisingly strong. It's going to be something Soma doesn't really play against, because this is not regular bio play.
So the turret's going to finish up over here. We're waiting for Soma to actually start to launch the first attack.
I like this for Zerg.
With these mutas that are going to be moving out here.
I think FlaSh has a good build, actually.
It's placed far enough behind. You know, obviously there's no way that Zerg would have known how quickly this upgrade's going to come.
I think Midas is the correct counter to this.
FlaSh is going to have a pretty strong army that he can move out on the map with. But
good that he didn't go Lurker or something weird.
And I might be wrong, but it doesn't seem like the main here is that sophisticated for Terran to defend with turrets, right?
Yeah, no, this spot is much easier to defend than bottom left.
He should have +1 right now, right?
But also, FlaSh is going to just be out in the
He doesn't have it yet?
His academy really quickly. Yeah, he's... Like, look at this. Soma just took a
lot of damage
on those mutas. And this is the way you really want to defend. You don't want to even think about them going into your main base so much. He's going to just start pushing out into the map a little bit.
Oh,
Soma, if you don't
should have killed that.
Kill a base.
Okay, now the further out FlaSh is, the more risk that he can't get back home safely. But it's required, basically, for the Terran to come out and put pressure on the Zerg. You don't want these mutas coming there and hammering all of your SCVs, hitting
There's a lot of mutas.
every location on the map.
He, by the way, has +1 already. So this is very, very quick. He is moving out right now. Look at that. The factory is on the way at 7 minutes.
Oh, bye-bye drone.
FlaSh.
Stray drone out here on the map. Looks like it's barely going to get away. Maybe not.
Yeah, and he is really applying pressure.
I would
You
go
see these subs coming
counterattack.
up. He does have a Hydralisk Den, so I think he wants to get into Lurkers pretty quickly here. But
Can pick off
Is
some
FlaSh
stray
gonna be able to
Marines. It
actually
opens
bash
up
him first?
a counterattack on
I think
FlaSh.
Soma's just going to hold on.
I think he should be okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good.
Do we have any lurker eggs here, though? That's the question. When
Not
the
yet.
lurkers burrow, then it could be a little bit tricky.
He has
But it's
enough
also hard
sunks
get
to hold
back
this
range up
off.
These ramps, especially against 2 sunks, but
Oh,
FlaSh
yeah.
seems to think he can do it.
Well, he's got that +1, so the mutas can't do much, and it's a point of transition because he is trying to get those Lurkers out,
Oh,
so he's
no.
spending a lot of his money there. But yeah, going up these ramps
Yeah.
against Sunken's place like that, it's like
He
incredible.
needs to leave
Yeah,
some
it's hard.
forces
And
at
if you
home.
overextend, you can't run away either. So nicely done there by Soma. And actually, the army might be small enough if Soma chips away at it, especially with +1 attack. He can just whittle that down into nothing.
Maybe. All right, now, the pressure is off. Soma's safe now. FlaSh is not going to bust him.
I agree.
And of course, like basically the
That's a
second
lot of
that
mutas.
you know you're safe as Zerg, you have to send your mutas across the map. If FlaSh doesn't
Yes,
bring his
you
Marines in
do.
his main right
Correct.
now, he's actually going to take so much damage. See,
Yeah,
this is the
FlaSh
perfect
is out
move
of
for
position.
Soma.
And now he can come here and hit the
Very-
one turret that's really keeping.
Very correct in saying that. You know you're safe, and the threat of being pushed at your natural or your third is muted. As Zerg, you can just counterattack here. And FlaSh is out of position pretty badly here. He had 1 turret?
Things together defensively
turrets?
in this spot. And
This-
look
Oh
at
my
how
God,
Soma just
he's
moves
never gonna get
behind
those
the
mutas out of
minerals.
there.
It's really hard for these Marines to actually get back over here. This is lots of SCV kills. And then when the Marines get back there, Soma has a very good angle of attack. He wins everything
There's no
in
medics
this
there.
fight. Soma with brilliant muta play.
Playing the science facility. Good job.
Oh my
All
god.
right, this is the ZVT we were looking for here.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Really
the
well done.
Medics are
FlaSh
healing the
read, but
SCVs.
slightly
That's
late.
kind of funny.
His Marines
We'll
were
save
just a
some
little
of
bit
them.
late to support the turret.
Oh my
and
gosh.
You can see the amount of damage that's being taken. It's insane.
Wow.
This spot is
Surprised he
generally
hasn't
easier to
transferred the
keep these out, but once
SCVs.
they're in, your comm stat actually stops your Marines from rotating around very
Yeah,
easily.
the surface area. I'm glad you pointed that out actually, because it's to someone who has not played Terran, they might not truly appreciate that.
Yeah.
The way that clogs the entrance. Even though these Marines can win the fight against the mutas, it takes too long for them to get there. And I mean, I don't even know how many SCVs were killed there.
It was a huge amount.
Killed at least,
Soma
what,
is
20?
light years ahead right now. FlaSh
And he's got
has
lurkers
2 starports,
already.
He doesn't even have add-ons for them. So now we have a bunch of lurkers out. Hive
He's
on the
going
way.
Hive already.
The drone count is probably equal to the SCV count, which is crazy. Yeah, this looks amazing for Soma. If he gets a containment up, oh my gosh, what do you even do here? And FlaSh is like, oh, look at him sit behind. Soma just setting up those lurkers. Those will probably hold position.
And the amount of damage that was taken there by FlaSh, it's really hard to come back out and punish the Zerg, right? I mean, you're in a position here where now there's lurkers out. You know, we have vessels that are going to be coming here, but, you know, you misstep even once on hold position lurkers, it's going to be a huge problem. There's enough mutas now. Okay, now as Terran leaves, watch, he's going to fly back in. Is this
exactly how you want to do it?
Yeah.
Soma's playing like a beautiful CVT.
This is
this
perfect.
Is probably a game that Soma can win from here.
Absolutely, yeah. He's advantaged for sure. You can see his supply is higher than FlaSh's.
Yeah, and he cleans off the turret. Does FlaSh just want more turrets there, or is that not
Double
even the issue
Evo.
right now?
No, it's not the
Very
issue anymore.
smart.
He needed more turrets there, or his...
Oh my god.
Oh, FlaSh miscontrolling here.
Ooh. Yeah, basically... Oh,
This does not look good for FlaSh at all.
Coming back for revenge.
I'm gonna say it's over actually. I think.
And again, there's
I
not
don't
going to
see
be
him
many
coming
more
back
SCVs
from
this
this.
game.
Oh, that
Can
nice
he
irradiate.
pull it off? Does he just ignore it?
Yeah. Well, the mutas are not getting out. Okay, so
Well, very cool, decisive play there to just say nope.
basically,
That's
what's
exactly what he
happened in this
needed.
game is the second
That
that someone
irradiate.
knew he wasn't going to die, he sent his mutas back across the map. Because what you're doing, you're walking this tightrope as Terran, where you want to put on pressure to keep the mutas out of your base so you don't have to overbuild turrets. But as soon as Zerg is actually safe, the mutas go back. So if you are not ready for that, they will kill you every time, exactly like Soma has. And FlaSh just was a little bit slow. But look, he's taking a big risk here. Double dropship going across the map. Let's see, can they get out?
The FlaSh wants to swing
I don't
the
see
game.
This is
Scourge
very
tasteless.
important. If
I
he
don't
can
see
get
anything.
this,
Scourge
might
coming
be
out
it.
a little bit late.
Scourge are coming. I think he can still get one of these. Oh, maybe even both.
Well, yes, a lot of Marines actually made it out. Oh my god, this drop doing serious work in the main.
Defilers are hatching, but not in time to allow
This is
this fight
exactly
to be
what he
taken
needed.
very easily here.
oh man, he's
This
taking
might
over
be
the
enough
base.
damage that the game turns on its head.
It might indeed. A lot of damage done. A beautiful scan there. He's already picked off 2 lurkers. Oh my god, picks off the 3rd. Oh, the Ling's gonna die as well.
Get the supply swing.
And
Back
if
up
this
20
isn't
supply
cleaned up
now.
Quickly, this game's
They're
gonna
being
spiral
down.
out of control. A game that Soma had so much control over. He's coming down now. Oh no, someone's gonna lose these lurkers too. And he can get the Defiler mound.
Oh my god, getting the Defiler mound. This is...
That's a great
Soma is
pickoff for
taking so much
FlaSh.
damage. He's 20 supply down. He was 5-6 supply up. And the turn of this from just that double drop.
There's
Crazy.
been so many games that FlaSh wins with 2 dropships in this matchup. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And FlaSh is going to just keep this alive for as long as he can. Now, meanwhile, in the middle of the map is a big push here from FlaSh. Remember, the Defiler was killed off. If these vessels can just irradiate the 2 remaining Defilers, only one does get irradiated.
Ooh.
So one swarm will buy some time.
Okay, this game is not done. FlaSh did a lot of damage. He's definitely back in it. But top left has been taken. If FlaSh does not figure that out or kill him before top left kicks in, that can absolutely be a Soma comeback.
Ultras are hatching here.
Yeah, big deal as well.
Oh, but there is a Defiler still in the mix.
And this game is close. This is crazy.
I don't think
He
he can
can't
do it.
get in there anymore.
I think it's not worth it.
The dropship harassment won't do anything else. Oh, that was a beautiful bait by Soma. Beautiful bait.
And the fact that that killed the science vessel that
Yeah.
had the energy to actually
Yep.
irradiate is huge.
It is huge.
Losing
Now,
a vessel
what does
there is
FlaSh
almost
do? He
unforgivable.
doesn't- Oh my god, he has a Nidus actually blocking himself.
Might be able
This
to
is a
actually
sec-
come back
oh,
now.
Oh, this is a bumpy game with these guys.
Yeah. This is a down and dirty one.
Damn, he saves that.
Good thing.
Considering how much is on the line, this is pretty crazy. I mean, when you consider the fact that there's been so many moments where there's been dropships lost you know, the dropships actually getting in the main here like this.
Also, he's only getting like 1 irradiate per vessel about, which is kind of painful.
Okay, he's going to get that last Defiler, but there should be another Defiler mound up by now, right?
You would think.
You'd have to imagine. But this isn't enough to drop, right?
There's another Defiler.
Oh
at
my
least.
God, there's
Defiler
another
mount
Lurkers over
finishes.
here too. He can't take this, and now I don't know that he
Oh,
can
the
even get it.
Lurkers under there.
Yeah, those Lurkers actually really nicely hidden.
Nice job.
He will start to take a decent trade behind the minerals. Not sure what he's going to really get done here.
Gonna go for the spawning pool.
I mean, that's Defiler food gone.
Oh, he
Oh.
barely doesn't save it. Now an attack over here in the front. Is he
There's
ready?
too
over
many
here? There's
sunks,
one
though,
lurker in the
right?
back.
He's going for the bust. Targets that Lurker. Oh, no. I think this is too much. I don't think that FlaSh is going to be able to break through.
Well, some more lurkers come, or ultras come up here in the front. He does take out the last vessel. I think Soma's done it. GG. Soma beats FlaSh with Terran.
Wow, he
And
beat
that
his
is why
Terran.
the series is
All right,
FlaSh's toughest
all right.
challenge yet.
It's tied
Soma
up.
is such a
It's tied up. FlaSh beat Soma as Zerg, and now Soma beat FlaSh as Terran. Both things you didn't expect to happen, but both happened and evened each other out. 2-2, boys. Let's go. 3 more games left to decide who goes to the finals.
scary Zerg.
Yeah. FlaSh used a build that's a little bit off meta. Yeah. Not used very often. It's very powerful, and he nailed a lot of it. But the mutas that flew back towards the main as soon as the Lurkers were basically ready. Soma was the first one to pick up on the fact that FlaSh couldn't do damage. And FlaSh actually picked up a little bit later. You saw him start to move the Marines into the main base, but the mutas got there first, and Soma punished him so hard.
Now, it was beautiful to see the mutas come in there. Tactically, how he handled it was perfect. And now we're tied up 2-2. And again, guys, if Soma wins this, don't forget, he also beat FlaSh as Terran. Dude, FlaSh is supposed to win every game with Terran.
Yeah. And, well, you know what? Soma's supposed to win every ZDZ. So I guess here we are, right? They're 1-1 ZDZ. They're 1-1 TDZ. We need 2 PVZs now, Tasteless. That's what we need.
I am loving tonight.
It's amazing.
So we've got many more games ahead here. This was the moment where he's going to fly. And if you go back home, you see there's hardly any SCVs mining. So, like, this is really all FlaSh has.
Yeah.
Because obviously we didn't see any of FlaSh's expansions killed off or anything like that, but this was everything that he could muster. It was zoned out here, not even a full control group of SCVs there. And as this is going on, and FlaSh realizes, okay, I at least killed the pool in the last second. Maybe I can come in here and kill him when he can't make lanes, when he can't make more sunks. Not a bad decision, but it was one that wasn't enough. And now we're tied up.
A very cool game there. Expertly played by Soma. That's a big win, too, right? You're playing against a random Terran from FlaSh.
But that is the map. You get to find them right away.
That's true, too.
Wait until we get on Polypoid Artosis.
yeah. That's a good point. Well, wait till we see what race he gets on Polypoid. I believe Raging Bloom is actually next.
You are correct.
That is where I want to see the Protoss.
Guys, we've got a short break. We come back. Game 5. Don't go away.
That'd be so cool if they now play 2 Protoss games. Even it out.
Queen's Larvas, I don't know yet, but the Soma and Queen games here, we know that they can beat FlaSh's Terran. That's why it's so hard for FlaSh, and FlaSh has already said his random is weakest versus Zerg.
Yeah, it's scary when a Zerg plays that tightly, that beautifully. The next map that we're going to be playing on, Ringing Bloom, I think this is a really decent map for both Terran versus Zerg and Protoss versus Zerg. Sure.
ZVZ is also a possibility. I don't know exactly the makeup of a game like that either. All right, Artosis, call it. Which one is it? I'm afraid FlaSh is going to get Terran.
Protoss.
PDC, please.
Let's get Protoss. Come on.
링인 블룸에서 게임을 시작합니다.
What's it gonna be?
Oh, yeah!
Protoss. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. This is what we want to see. FlaSh using all of the races. I really want to see him get Protoss twice here and then go to map 7. I don't care what race he gets then. Whatever it is to finish it off, but like go 1-1 with each race against Soma and then finish it off with a best of 3 with one of the races.
Now, we got to point out, this is, I think, not a bad map for Protoss versus Zerg.
Yeah.
I think
Protoss has seemed pretty comfortable here, PvC.
I think it's very doable. Again, though, Soma doesn't know FlaSh as Protoss. We have to remind ourselves that. You know, you get so caught up in what the matchup could look like. But, of course, there are variables like what is Soma open with? Does he decide to take some kind of a risk? Or,
Yeah,
you know.
Totally. What does FlaSh end up deciding he wants to do here, right? Like, does he have a specialty PvZ build here? Does he play I mean, if there's a map in the pool you can play a macro game on, this would be it.
He has tinkered with some pretty unique PvZ builds. But on this map, I mean, the biggest takeaway you can have is that you start out on high ground. So you're probably not going to die to a Hydra bust.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very good point.
Not dying to a Hydra, or I should say, it's not dying to a Hydra bust, but not having the possibility of being easily killed by a Hydra bust.
Yeah, yeah.
Opens up the game for Protoss quite a bit more.
Now, this looks like a 9-pool speed from Soma.
It is.
Very true. This map is good for Protoss because of the wall-in situation.
9-pool speed, when held by the
less
Protoss,
impervious to a Hydra bust.
They didn't get inside your base.
Yeah.
You're ahead.
Might be one of FlaSh's weaknesses.
You can do.
So that's helpful for him.
Oh no, does he see it?
No, FlaSh will definitely
FlaSh
know
will
this
never,
yeah. He is not going to let him see that he's Protoss until FlaSh finds the base.
The thing is, Protoss never default into a game thinking, oh, am I going to get 9-pool speed blinked? You're expecting a overpool or a quick hatch, you know?
Okay.
And when you see it, then you got to immediately drastically shift your build into defending the 9-pool speed. Now, this is gate first, Tastosis, not forge first.
Yeah. So what does this mean?
Well, this opening's pretty big. And
Soma's going the wrong direction, though. He's going towards top left.
Yeah.
Even the probe's going to see those lings, right?
Yes.
And this is going to be the first he knows about him being Protoss. Oh, there it is.
Now, Soma is not confident that the spawn is not there.
Yeah.
But
Sees that it's not. Imagine if it was there. It's just he doesn't have a pylon, I think.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, you just run up there and you know, you can just grab. You got to be very careful with the
Dude,
first
he's
zealot.
making a lot of lings.
Yes,
That's like
he
10
is.
lings.
Well, let's keep in mind, Soma's link control should be better than FlaSh's.
There's
zealot
no
control.
forge.
So, yeah, the wall is open.
No, he's going to try to just
might
hold
run
his
by.
He's just going to die.
Hold on. He's okay. So the lings get in. This is going to be very tough.
Uh-oh.
And the
Didn't block it
decision-making
with the
here by
forge.
Soma's pretty good. Now, again, speedlings are better than
Doesn't
zealots
even have
in this
a forge.
situation because they can run around and hit units, and when the zealots catch up, they run
he's
away.
going to lose that base.
So more speedlings are coming. I imagine that's a forge being made over just below the gateway.
Oh my god, this looks so tough for FlaSh. Is he going to cancel the Nexus, you think?
He might have to.
I think he has to. Like, just hold that ramp and then try to hold the front. He can't save everything at once.
The problem is, players like Soma are very good at this. I think the Nexus
Oh my god, he
even
didn't
canceled.
cancel the
He
Nexus.
actually just lost it.
You see his mouth open wide.
Yeah, look at that.
His
Look at
mouth
watch
just
FlaSh's reaction.
The problem is, players like Soma are very
Come
good
down
at this.
here.
I think the Nexus wasn't even
It
canceled.
was not canceled.
He actually just lost it.
You see his mouth open everything at once.
The
Didn't
problem is,
cancel it.
players
Wow.
like Soma are very good at this. I think the Nexus wasn't even
It
canceled.
was not canceled.
He actually just lost it.
You see
Wow,
his mouth
look at
open
him.
wide. His mouth just opened so
Yeah,
wide.
FlaSh has realized now he's in real peril here. Now, he's trying to get control here of his main, but the funny thing is Zerg has locked out the Protoss from an expansion. Zerg's double expoing here.
Yeah.
Not just that, the gateway is going to get torn down here.
Oh no, it gets worse.
Oh, he gets through. He's going
Oh,
to dive on the cannon.
God.
Diving on the cannon, forcing a cannon
Yeah,
reset.
this is looking like
Completely
it's
allows,
over.
The Protoss to spiral out of control. Now he can merge with the rest of these lings. He's going to try to finish off the gate. I think he's going to get that no problem. This is going to allow free movement here. A cannon has to be placed now here in the main. Now keep in mind, Protoss can survive this. The question is, can they win a game from here?
Yeah.
Against one of the 3 best Zergs in the entire world. That is tough to say. I think you put Bisu here, you put Snow here, you put Mini. I
think they actually lose, too.
I think they lose too, yeah.
Well, maybe if he had canceled the Nexus, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
But right now, he's so far behind in every way, right?
So the Nexus has started again. And now the last probe on the map is dead. Protoss might try to slip one out, but Zerg's going to be looking for that. And from here, you don't know what game you're playing against the Zerg.
No, you do
This
not.
is the second problem for the Protoss after the 9-pool has been effective and done damage, is you have no idea what's going on. You don't even have a cybernetics core, in this case, up yet. You don't have a Stargate out. You can't get a Corsair to even figure out what's going to happen. There it is, a cybernetics core at 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
Is that bad?
Oh, Artosis. It's very, 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 very bad.
Oh man,
We still don't have cannons here, and Zerg
Yeah, he doesn't have a single
has every
cannon
right to try
yet.
to keep
It's
doing this
crazy.
and maybe bait the
every
zealots
right
out.
you say.
They do.
I challenge
It
that.
should not be all right,
This
but
filthy cheeser. My God.
but this is a smart move. Protoss
Yeah.
tend to neglect cannons on this map, so going for 9 full speed allows you to really hurt that. Second gas is taken here.
Okay.
And there's a smorgasbord of different ways for Zerg to play from here on out.
What's the 900 IQ move for Protoss though?
I think to go for Mutas.
Wait, no. The 900 IQ move
Oh,
for
for Protoss?
You like do something that dies the Mutas.
Do something that dies the Mutas. I would say go 2 Stargate maybe. I don't know, try to hard counter the Mutas.
Okay.
I was actually just thinking that. I think you
But
go
it's
2
hard to say.
Stargate here as Protoss.
Thing is, I feel like FlaSh needed to have.
Oh, he's doing
Me
it.
and
Wow, that's
Flash
funny.
Are the smartest people in the game. That's why I have to be.
That's why you both lose to Zergling Rush.
That's why I'm up here. It's like, all right, Chases, you just explain what Flash is doing, all right?
Yeah.
So he knows that Mutas are the most likely.
You got to take a
Punish.
gamble, right?
So he says, let me try to just actually hard counter Mutas. If Hydras come out with speed, I'm going to die.
Yeah, yeah. It's very reasonable, I think. You have to start taking some risks, but Soma right now is going up to 5 hatch. I mean, his macro is going to be out of
I
control.
love this
He's gonna
from
be able to switch
Soma.
out of Mutas relatively easily, I would think.
Yeah, I think this is the correct way to approach this as Soma.
Man, this is a tough one.
But again, it's not just for Protoss a game of survival from here on out. From now, it's him trying to climb out of this hole he's in. And Zerg has basically won the circumstances of the early game, and now, Zerg is also going to have a lot of access to the map, to the resources there.
You know, I haven't seen in ASL many successful 2 Stargate games.
Yeah, it either
feels
really
to me-
wins or you have a bunch of Corsairs and you die.
It feels like that's the one where like they have so many Hydras and then you have like your speed loss.
Yeah,
They just don't quite.
given the fact that he went to 5 hatchery, when he sees this is going to be double Corsair, Zerg can transition to Hydralisk pretty effectively and basically make him waste that tech decision to go to Corsair.
do it.
That's one of the reasons I really
He will
like this
eventually
approach
get
from
a
Soma of going
Templar that
to
comes
5
out with
hatch.
this. And see if when he threatens the Mutas, he can't maybe do damage with the DT somewhere else.
All right, let's see if he has cannons up in the natural. One is coming. Uh-oh. Tasteless. Okay,
Well-
he knows it's 2 Stargate Corsair now.
He knows for sure that's what he's up against. But the Zerg can also try to match this, getting Muta armor, getting more Scourge.
Really?
Yeah,
Against 2 Stargate?
you can.
Madman. You must be an ogre to do that, Tasteless.
You better be an Ogre Zerg gamer if you're going to do that, man. But let's find out. I mean, you could also just switch into Mass Hydra with Overlords.
Yeah. I feel like that's the play. I think we're going to see that. He's got a lot of drones, man.
And one of the things you got to be careful about.
Wow, he
here
lost
is
the
that they can
Corsair.
actually just corner. I'm so
he still has a
surprised.
bunch.
I guess if Zerg wanted to just try to come in here and get as many kills as he can, and he's going
Like
to
this.
abandon Mutas altogether.
Yeah, I like that idea. You see the amount of Corsairs out, you just take your Mutas and you just sacrifice them to slow down FlaSh's economy, because they're going to get shredded by those Corsairs, and then you just switch to Hydras. This is like very smart on both ends.
Yeah.
With FlaSh
Did he
and
just
Soma are
lose?
playing,
Yeah, he's down to 67 of 22 supply.
you get pretty well.
He lost all of his Overlords.
Yeah, oh my god.
The idea, I
He
guess,
literally
with
lost
FlaSh
all
here
of
is
his
to try to get
Overlords.
A ton of Zealots with speed here,
Yeah.
and just
Overwhelm?
Yeah, and just hopefully they don't have enough stuff and you overwhelm them.
He has 2 Overlords.
Yeah, like keep him supply blocked and things like that. But he has like a decent
he
number
has
of
3.
Hydras. If he hatches all his Overlords as third.
Yeah, that should be
This is
the
how
idea.
you win as Protoss.
Now again, FlaSh is so good. Maybe he does have some kind of miracle
Well,
play here. This isn't actually
Sim
that
City's
much.
so
This is-
good.
I mean, he has enough, I think, because Soma's still supply blocked. If those Zealots charge in on top of all the Hydras, can't he bring his Corsairs at the same time and kill all the Overlords?
So funny. I'm hearing our Korean casters react to this. Yeah, look, if he actually comes in here and wins
Go!
this fight
Go!
and just kills the Overlords, then yeah, the Protoss will just run him over. Now, every Overlord is important here because
well, I guess he...
every Overlord kill, there's Hydras that aren't hatching. The problem is the SimCity here is actually really good.
Yeah, you can't...
And it's like, I've seen so many Protosses try to take fights over here, and it's like, unless you maybe just like target the, I don't know, the Evo. I guess the Evo's not even in a good spot, but you know what I mean.
Well, honestly, Tasteless, this might be where FlaSh can really show his level, because this is one of his superpowers as Terran. He doesn't take fights he's not going to win, like ever, which is how most Terrans lose most games.
Right. Well, it's how most players lose most games.
Yeah, no,
you,
very, very
you
true.
You get into a situation where you're like, okay, I think this is what I think I've got a good read on this. Nope, no, I do not. You're right. FlaSh usually looks at a fight and then runs away if it's not going to be perfect for him.
Absolutely. And we see him doing that right now. In fact, he splits his units in a couple directions. Dude, this is scary stuff. There are a lot of Hydras out already.
Oh, got to be careful with those Corsairs.
Okay, he's actually going to engage.
This is too many Hydras.
Yeah, the micro a little bit too good.
Now,
Stormy boys are coming.
Maybe with some good storms, but Soma is really just exploding.
Shredding his Overlords
again.
again.
Let's see these storms. This can't be intentional.
What?
His Templars are just going the wrong way.
Maybe it is.
Maybe he thinks that the Zerg will think he's going to corner him, and then this angle of attack will surprise.
Yeah, it could be. Someone looks like he's going for a counter. He's kind of got Soma's army trapped. If that's a trap, and it's not just
be kind of smart,
See
actually.
the Templars. It's all up to dodging here.
Just protecting his Overlords.
Really
bring him with
damage.
the army, but
remember,
he had dropped. That would be
a
big surprise.
Too. So if you can pull the Zealots into the side storms, maybe you got a shot. How many Hydras are actually
gonna lose
here?
a lot of Overlords.
Is he gonna supply block him again? Oh my god.
FlaSh is incredible.
He's pretty good at this game. Tasteless.
That was
9 pull speed, gut in his base, killed his gate, and killed his natural.
Oh my god.
And he is right now fighting pretty darn well against Soma. I still don't believe.
Can't believe he's actually come back this far from the opening.
Zerg really can't lose this many Overlords. There's a point where, like, can they just? You're just making Overlords the whole game, and
yeah.
Keep in mind, Protoss. The more they make, the more sophisticated the army's going to be. PVZ, you know, the more different units Protoss have in that group, the better it is, generally speaking.
Yeah.
They just all sort of work together. But for now, he's got a pretty good ground and pound Zealot Lurker army. Now,
I was going to say, once he gets Lurkers, that's the big turning point.
I'm sure the detection's coming.
He doesn't have obs. Wow, he doesn't have obs. This might win.
Protoss has their own problems here. It's not just about Zerg losing Overlords. Protoss need to get a base up here.
Soma can force a fight. He can actually a lot of damage to FlaSh's army because he has no obs. He can't see the Lurkers yet.
And right now, there's no Dragoons with range out.
Yeah, this looks pretty rough. Loses that High Templar there. Nice pick off.
I think we're going to have a lot of Lurkers made coming in here. Now, there's part of the Protoss army that's out on the map that is looking for a fight, but I think Soma's got a pretty good balance of offense and defense here. Now, again, Dragoons with range naturally counter Lurkers, with observers, of course. But I, again, don't see a third base here for FlaSh. I know he's going to be getting it soon, but we need Dragoons out here. You can't, if there's enough Lurkers here, the Zealots will just die.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like too many, like a couple Lurkers right now.
Okay, he's going to try to come in here and sandwich this.
Like a flank.
Notice how he targets the Archon initially. Here comes an Observer now. Now, there's no Overlord here.
Yeah,
but
very true.
There's a Hydra flank coming here.
I think he might have one Storm.
Yeah, I think there's still enough Hydras.
Yeah.
And now, for all... That's it, GG. He's basically will be able to box him in forever here. I was going to say, you know, it looks like Protoss might have something going. Once you've got the rest of the Protoss back in, you've chased him back home, you do the...
I think FlaSh was a little too overzealous with trying to contain him there, and he just kind of forgot to get observer tick. That's just my thought on how that went.
Contain forever and win the game.
Yeah.
Great game,
I mean,
and FlaSh knows.
He didn't have a lot of economy to facilitate it, but I feel like in that situation, when they switch over to Hydras, you know lurkers are coming. Should have gotten the observatory a lot earlier.
The threat of being
Really tried, though. That was a really valiant comeback. That double Stargate, which I was thinking was like the most... I'm just sitting there observing it, I'm thinking, well, that makes sense. And then he did it, and it worked out quite well.
knocked out is very real. And by the way, remember how Rush lost to each of the FlaSh races?
Yeah.
Soma's now beaten each of FlaSh's races. He won a ZVZ,
Yeah.
he won a just now a ZVP, and he also beat FlaSh in a CDT.
Yeah.
This is why we were saying
Soma's up 3-2. He needs one more game to make the finals in his second year.
Well, you're seeing also
Or
that Zerg
third
taking
year?
certain risks, and suddenly it's the Protoss player.
Second year,
whether you
third
know he's Protoss
season.
or not. The Protoss is like the Skip Forge there.
Yeah.
And that opening, I'm sure there's other things you do against Zerg against Terrans in that situation, but in that game, yeah, he stopped the expansion. We're going to have a short break. We come back, Game 6 here in the ASL semis with FlaSh versus Soma. Random player's dream.
Okay.
It's huge. It's got 4 spawns. Everybody knows that when you play against random on Polypoid, you just got to blast no matter which way you go.
Dude,
Yeah, it's a Polypoid. A huge map, and it's 4-player. The more available spawns, the less likely you are to scout a person, which means random has an advantage, so it's a good map for FlaSh here.
Now, oh gosh, okay, so if it's CVC, I think Soma can still absolutely win. PVC, slightly Soma favorite, I'd say.
Okay. TVC, FlaSh favorite.
I think it's FlaSh favorite, yeah.
Always FlaSh favorite, TVC.
Let's go.
Now, Soma's got some room for creativity here too. Maybe he does a 9 pool again. That could be good on very big maps. We get scouted last.
Soma is pumped up.
Yeah, he knows he's so close. He's beaten every one of FlaSh's races. FlaSh.
Look at Soma, he's actually like,
Definitely a little bit annoyed with his losses here, but he's bounced back from so much.
he is hyped up.
All right, let's just see it. There's nothing left to do but to roll the dice.
Roll the dice. Let's do this. Game 6 starts now.
Season 10.
Knows his fate is in his hands. He's got 2 maps to win 1.
폴리포이드에서 게임을
FlaSh gets Zerg here. This might be the end of it. He can pull a Terran. He might go to the next game. If he pulls a Protoss, maybe. Well,
시작합니다.
What do you
I
think, Tastosis?
kind of have
What's
a
gonna
feeling it's going to be Zerg, to be honest.
I think I want Protoss.
be? I wouldn't mind
think
Terran just so we get game 7. FlaSh is Zerg.
Oh, it is Zerg. Oh, no.
Zeg.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Now you pay, random player.
Might be the end of the road.
Okay, so what is there? Wait, hold on. Where are they scouting? Soma scouts north. He's on the left side.
Okay.
FlaSh scouts
Towards Soma.
towards Soma.
That's big.
Well,
Didn't
actually,
scout
he's
his
kinda
direction.
Towards the
center.
middle.
Okay, okay. Well,
Now, again, Soma doesn't know FlaSh is Zerg, so.
what is FlaSh's opener here?
Now, in game 1 on Plasma, I want to point out again, because, I mean, it almost looked silly as a game, and it actually kind of was, is that, you know, Soma has to prep for the other 2 races, and because that is a pure island map in a ZVZ,
Yeah.
FlaSh just got the build order win and won. And FlaSh does, as a random player now, occasionally he's able to map out a build where he can just beat him, unless the other player is playing risky here.
By the way, this is a 9 pool. Or a 9 hatch. Aren't 9 hatch builds Ling builds? Where you're going 9 hatch so you have extra larva so that you can do a Ling attack? I'm fairly certain
I think
a
you
Zerg
might be
player
right
told
about
me
that. Yeah, that could be.
Doesn't sound like something I'd make up.
Now, I don't know. I mean, again, you know, the thing about FlaSh's builds, for all the StarCraft fans who are watching and who like to dink around with these builds on the ladder, like, let's take the game that FlaSh lost in ZVZ on Benzene. Literally never try that if you get a ZVZ and you both pick Zerg.
Yeah.
You will just die.
Yeah.
He only did that because he knew there's other variables that Soma might not choose, and FlaSh is very good at taking risks. But it didn't work. So I don't know if there's another type of build that FlaSh can try to do, or because he knows he might be scouted late, there's some kind of benefit he can get from this. I mean, obviously, it can only go a few different ways, right? Lings or mutas. So here we go.
Soma's going to see it.
Zerg confirmed.
Oh, he shakes his head.
Yeah,
he doesn't
he's-
like his build that he
yeah.
has. It's a 12
Yeah,
hatch,
FlaSh.
11 pool, 10 gas that Soma did. It's a 9 hatch, 9 pool from FlaSh.
But I think this is
And
better
9
for
gas
Soma.
too.
Generally, if you
Yeah,
got
I think
your
in
pool
general,
and
I think, yeah,
later,
FlaSh is going
and
wings,
hatch
right?
later,
Yeah.
as long as you didn't get so late that you die, you just have more drones.
Yes, I pretty much agree with you, but
it's a big map. He might not scout him and know that, and maybe FlaSh makes way more lings.
yeah, I think that's what we'll see. Notice how he takes all of his drones off
Okay.
the minerals. He's getting speed. So I think what he's going to do is basically attack with a very surprising amount of Zerglings.
And these are rules that, again, only apply with a random player versus a player who's just chosen the race, in this case, Zerg. Now, does he just go right under the Overlord? A lot of
Yeah, he
times
doesn't
we see
have
him
a
actually
choice.
Loop around there, but there might be a second mind game here.
Soma should have enough time to
Because,
counter
again,
this.
The timings of this, and I don't know. if
Needs
the
to
Zerg
put up a
timings for
sunken
ZVZ
right
work
now.
that well, but maybe you look at this and think, oh, that's a 9-pull speed or something.
Needs
Yeah,
to get a
and it's
sunken up.
actually- Or something later than that, excuse me. But you
Yeah,
guys
he
get what I'm
has
saying.
enough lings to
maybe
hold
this
it
looks like a
off
12 pool
for
or
now,
something,
but
Exactly, thank you.
Okay, he's making a creep colony, which I think is the best thing he could be doing.
He has one drone.
Oh gosh,
Saying-
this looks really good for Soma, right?
Attack me! Look at this egg! Attack me!
yeah, Soma
think
looks like
FlaSh
he's
is gonna
holding
attack.
this pretty well.
Yeah, here we go. FlaSh not really targeting the drone. Drone really is getting in the way quite a bit.
Targets the drone, kills the drone.
Oh my god.
Pops into the main. Speed is done now for FlaSh. It is not finished yet for Soma.
All right, let's see what that micro can do for FlaSh.
The Lings will come in here now and dive on top of the sunk.
FlaSh
Okay, he's
needed to
coming
kill
back on the ramp
drones
to
when he
fight
was in the main
Lings that were
there.
trying to defend the sunk.
Oh, the sunk is actually taking a lot, but it looks like FlaSh might win this fight over here.
Okay, gets rid of the sunken.
Speed is done on both sides. Speed is finished on both sides. Soma has enough Lings. Again, remember, this is FlaSh's world right now. Soma's world right now.
Soma have
It's
the
Ling
lair
versus
though.
Ling.
Yeah, he
Dude,
does.
Soma looking good. He's got a lot of Lings. FlaSh does not have that many coming, and Soma is only making Lings right now.
Yep. Soma seems to have enough. FlaSh may be forced into
Needs to put up another sunken and then build a spire,
the
and he should win this.
standard CVZ.
The creep colony puts a lot of pressure on him, too.
Yeah. This means that FlaSh has to pull the trigger and try to end the game.
Seems
And
difficult.
I just don't see how that's mathematically possible. If, the... Oh, hold on.
I'm surprised he hasn't started the spire, to be honest.
No. Let's just see Overlord up there.
Okay,
He doesn't
so
have a lot of
FlaSh trying to
minerals.
mine gas,
But
so you can see this is not looking super hot for him.
All right,
and he
FlaSh is
knows.
dialing it back into a macro ZVZ.
Oh, gosh. But
Now, how many drones are here on each side?
yeah, I'm
Soma
kind of
is gonna
surprised
get
he
his
didn't
spire now,
put
man.
that spire
I think
up.
he's basically can look at this and know.
But with
No,
the
he doesn't
sunken
have it
up
yet.
and the
He'll
amount of
start
lings
it
he's
tonight.
made, he should be able to hold this, I think.
FlaSh needs to keep him contained. There are a lot of Lings for Soma.
The moment the spire goes up,
Okay, that was the
the
spire,
clock
just went
starts for the game
So
to be
he
over.
wants to just squeak out a few mutas to try to come across
FlaSh
the map and
sees the
attack, but
timing of
FlaSh
this,
is not
so he's
stopped.
gonna spam more
Now, keep in
lings, I
mind,
think.
Soma also has overlords over here seeing the Lings come out, so he knows the Ling count is rising and rising.
Yep.
There's no drones mining at either natural. What started out as a fight to try to get an expansion is now just a territory to try to control while you
FlaSh
check
has
out
to
of this
make an
game.
Evo.
And I think that
Like
FlaSh
soon.
is... I don't know how he can attack Soma.
In order to get to late game.
Impregnable.
Yes, it really does. Well, FlaSh just keeps making Lings. Maybe what you're doing is waiting for that moment when you think they've started mutas, because they take longer to build, and maybe you have that advantage. It's the only thing I can think.
But I feel like you just need one muta right now. So I think you fly
100%.
one muta,
yeah,
and you have everything
it's a
else
very
as
good point,
legs,
Tasteless.
and you take 1,000
Uh-oh.
years,
God.
a second creep.
Dude, that
Now, I-
walls it so well, too. This spot,
Yeah. This is like
That's
FlaSh is
so
gonna have to
tight.
attack. He
Okay,
can't let
here
that
we go.
finish. Yeah, here it comes.
I think no player can breach this.
No.
And by the way, he's not even going to rush into making that. Okay,
Look at how well that wall's off. Wow, that's really good.
And this angling is just not.
I think
good for
FlaSh is just
here.
smashing his head against a wall
And
that he
there's a
can't
second
break
Soma
down.
colony inbound. GG, Soma has
Wow, Soma's
done
in
it.
the
And he's in the
finals.
finals, defeating the greatest gamer of all time, FlaSh.
still an amazing accomplishment from FlaSh.
Yeah.
He got to the
It's
round
hard-
before he has his.
It's hard to believe. I mean, from my standpoint, I thought Soma was going to win, but still, like, it's kind of hard to believe. FlaSh has been really good this season, even though he's been a little bit cheesy with his random. I'm stoked for Soma, man. Like, the young up and coming player plays great. He plays like a different brand kind of Zerg. Very entertaining to watch. His games are wonderful. He's in the final seasons into his career. That's super impressive. Be happier for that guy. FlaSh, importantly, he has a seed for next year, so I think that may influence his decision whether or not he continues going random. And FlaSh still going to have to play the third place match coming up. I guess it's next. Yeah, it should be next Sunday. So still has one more. We're still going to cast that. We're gonna do a video for that too because he still has some more games to play.
Seed for next season with random.
With random. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad that we got to see Soma against FlaSh's Terran and he actually won a game.
Makes it feel more legit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The worst thing that could ever happen is like 4 games with Terran where he wins and then 3 losses with Zerg or Protoss. It's like,
Yeah,
all right, well, that's fortune is on your side, my friend. I think FlaSh made some good decisions in that game, that last one, but Soma knew how to defend and then propel himself into a better position.
Yeah. His defense was just too strong. I saw, FlaSh had the idea.
FlaSh won a ZVZ and drew Terran twice in the first 5 maps and still lost the series. Those were like 100% his win conditions and still lost. That just shows how formidable Soma is. And also shows how FlaSh needs to improve in the matchups that he's weak at, in particular ZVZ. It's a very hard matchup.
Flanking down, like hitting the Sunken once all the links followed him up. Just little, I mean, Sunkens have high armor, high damage, it takes a long time to kill.
Yeah.
And he just got behind at that point.
Well, again, you just see one Mutalisk there. So we're going to show this. I mean, this is a...
That was never going to work.
This angle is just not good for
if
FlaSh.
this was completely wide open, he actually has a shot. But you can see Soma pull back into areas where it's like, even if FlaSh has more links, the Sunken gets so many shots off that you will just never break it.
Between all the damage, the Sunk, every time it fires is 1 extra dead Zerg link, basically.
Just about.
So, at the end of the game, it was FlaSh with 9 drones, Soma with 2. They were even, and Soma just got the 1 Spire up. That was inbound, had 1 drone on gas, and made 2 Sunks. And FlaSh is never going to win the Muta race. It's kind of funny, the way it ends and starts.
Yeah.
It started with FlaSh winning with Muta dominance. It also won with 1 Muta that would be ahead that allowed him to win. We're doing an interview. Congratulations, Caster Park says, from the caster desk. You're in the finals for the first time in your life. How do you feel? He says, I'm feeling absolutely fantastic. I'm so happy right now. Still, though, in my heart, I think FlaSh is the best player. I don't want to come off as overconfident just because I defeated FlaSh. I have so much respect for him. I put so much effort and hard work into this.
Very classy.
Now you have a chance to show that you're the best Zerg in the ASL. You not only defeated FlaSh, you also defeated FlaSh's Terran today.
Gonna be a ZVZ finals, and we're gonna do that too. We're gonna cover that.
I think FlaSh in some ways has more pressure than me. I think he felt a lot more responsibility trying to represent Random and be the best StarCraft player. And I'm very fortunate that I was able to win. But after the first map, you lost in a pretty disappointing fashion. What were you thinking after game 1? Well, I practiced my micro a lot for a Muta fight, but my hands were actually tremoring. I wasn't able to quite do what I wanted to. I wasn't able to control my Mulisks the way I had hoped.
Pretty nervous, you could tell that.
And just do a reset, and it worked, and I'm glad it did. You'll be up against another Zerg, either Larva or Queen. Since you're against a Zerg, you must be very confident. Yeah, I think that's true. I think in the end, they are other Zergs. I don't mind either player, whoever comes out. Although, I would like to conclude my rivalry with Larva. So, I hope Larva can advance.
Wants to play Larva, that's interesting.
Some great play in that invest in ASL. Seems like when it comes to ZVZ, you're confident you're the best. No, I don't mean that. Look, whoever comes to the final match against me, it's going to be really, really tough. I don't think it'll be much of a difference, whether it's against Queen or against Larva. Any words to your fans? Honestly, I know that many fans out there are not eager to see a ZVZ finals, but since it's going to happen no matter what, I want to pay the fans back with an awesome ZVZ. I promise to be the best ZVZ ever. What are you talking about? Most players are looking forward to ZVZ finals, like Caster Park says. He says that's the most exciting matchup. We've had 10 seasons, we've had 10 finals. We've never had a ZVZ finals, Caster Park says.
That's interesting. 10 seasons and never a ZVZ final. It almost happened last year too, but this time it's actually happening. I know a lot of people aren't excited about it because it's a mirror matchup in the finals and people don't like that as much, but 2 remaining on the other side of the bracket, Larva and Queen, are both really good ZVZ. I think Queen is probably the best ZVZ player currently. Larva is like, he has these builds for tournaments that are like really good and strategic. So from a ZVZ standpoint, he pulls out something unexpected quite often, and he's very entertaining to watch actually play that matchup.
I'm sure many people are excited to see you play. He just said say something for the fans. He said, please keep watching. ASL Finals is going to be great. Support ASL. He's right. Support ASL, guys. Tune in.
Oh, yeah.
Give us the views. It helps us out. And I think this is going to be a great CVZ.
Oh, of course. It's going to be awesome.
FlaSh is random. Is out of the game.
Well, that was an exciting match either way. FlaSh is out, but he'll be back next season. Probably playing random.
Queen vs. Larva. Queen vs. Larva.
That's tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow.
Are you sure you're in the right line of work?
Soma. Put the gun down, Soma.
I tell you, he's a hard.
So FlaSh had Terran 5 times this tournament. He had Protoss 4 times, and he had Zerg 3 times. Right? Did I get that right? No, sorry. He had Protoss. I don't know. I can't remember.
Hard-working guy.
I'm no scum.
Anyways, what I'm trying to say is it kind of evened out the number of
Wow, Zerg's do really well. Huh?
Yep.
races he
we'll see
drew.
if he joins most of them in second place. But
Where they belong.
Yeah.
You know, it's exciting to have FlaSh playing random, and he's going to be back in the next season of ASL next year. But I am excited to have new blood in the scene here. And Soma is playing
100%.
so well, and he's passionate, and I appreciate how humble he is, even in the glory of defeating FlaSh in a best of 7.
Yeah, I think he had four of each race, didn't he? Because he had a Zerg against Rush, and then he had 3 Zergs stay, so that's 4. A Terran against Free. A Terran against Rush, and then he had 2 Terrans stay, that's 4. Then he had 2 Protoss against Snow. He had a Protoss against Rush, and a Protoss against Soma today. So he played each race 4 times, and made it to round of 4, game 6. That's so impressive.
yeah.
Basically, nobody's done.
No, it's true.
You know, except for maybe 1 or 2 players.
Best of 7?
Have we actually had him lose a best of 7?
No.
All right, so he's the first. Wow, way to go. You beat the Magnus Carlsen of StarCraft with the most games behind it.
That's an awfully strong statement about Magnus Carlsen's skill. I know he's really
Yeah, he's
good.
not as good as FlaSh as at StarCraft.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah. Well, this was awesome. FlaSh, do you hope he plays Rainmaker next season?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, I want his Terran back, Tastosis.
Well, I wouldn't mind him just like winning one to keep everyone in line. You know what I mean?
He had his chance last season, right?
Well, he's clowning. His Valkyrie
Clowning?
build, yeah.
Let's load up that replay of the Lings attacking the Sunks and the Hatch and the Lings, right? Now, I think, if you're a fan of Soma, I can't blame you. This guy, he's so charismatic, he's passionate. He's new, but watch out. Larva is going to get in a fist fight with Queen. Queen, the former ASL champion. I think this is one that Queen is favored in, but Larva is, again, another one of the younger, newer players. He's passionate.
He plans matches pretty well.
Yeah, he's
Comes up
very
with
good.
really impressive stuff.
Even though it seems Larva, but I don't know. These guys, come down. He's going to be back. Okay. He almost actually won the tournament with random. That is the hardest thing to ever do, ever.
It's pretty difficult.
Yep.
And this built a great story. He got top 4. We know he's going to be seeded.
Yeah. I
So
think
we
he's
know
learned
he's
a
gonna be
lot
back.
about random, and I think the thing is he's learning in a very painful way some of the ways that you can lose with these other races, right?
Yeah, there's so many different ways to lose against random when you spawn a certain race. There's so many different builds that can interact with each other. Anyways, guys, that's all the time we have. Tomorrow, 7 p.m., the other half of the bracket, Queen versus Larva. We love you guys. Bye-bye.
Wow, what a series. Honestly, that was really, really good. So to wrap it up, we're going to be back here next week with FlaSh playing the 3rd, 4th place match against the loser of Larva and Queen. So that should be good because it's going to be against Zerg again, which is his weakest matchup. As random, pretty much all of his races versus Zerg is his worst matchup for each of the races. So it'd be interesting to see how that plays out because both Queen and Larva are very good at ZVZ, and actually they're extremely good at PVZ currently as well. So I think a little Terran luck might be in store for FlaSh in order to do well against whoever he faces that week. Yeah, so we'll just close it out. Thanks for sticking around, everyone. I know this was a long video because this was a best of 7, and it took quite a while, actually. The games went on for a decent amount. As always, you can catch me on YouTube channel here. Go check out the other FlaSh videos. We're going to be covering FlaSh next week for the third, fourth place match. Then we'll cover the finals. And I'm not confirmed that I'm going to do it, but I was thinking about doing a best of Season 10 and just cover maybe like some of the best singular matches that happened. If you guys are interested in that, let me know down in the comments, because that will help me out whether to know whether I should do that or not. You can catch me on my YouTube channel here. You can catch me on Twitch. Links are down below in the video. I'll also post the link to the ASL channel, and any other information that you guys need to know will be in the description. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for coming to hang out and watch FlaSh continue his saga, random in ASL. And here's hoping we have some more great games the following week. And honestly, I kind of hope he comes back next year and plays random. That would be really awesome. As always, if you like the video, feel free to drop a like on the video. If you like the channel and the content, please consider subscribing. And if you would please, comment down below. Tell me what you think about the video. Tell me what you think about FlaSh, how he's doing as random this season. Let me know if you guys want to see best of Season 10 type video that I mentioned earlier. And just let me know what you think. If you have any questions or whatever, ask them down in the comments. I'll do my best to respond to them. Oh, and go ahead and go to my Twitch and give me a follow there. It would help me out a lot. I appreciate your guys' support. Thank you, everyone. Take care. Much love.